everyone. Welcome back to the Ascension Academy podcast, where we talk about all things related to healing, spirituality, and the ascension to the new earth. And I am your host, Lauren Denny. I'm so excited because today we have our first episode about music. And I've been wanting to do a music episode for a while. And our episode today is titled Music Medicine with Cole Adams. So welcome, Cole.
Thank you for having me, Lauren.
You're welcome. So Cole is a seasoned singer-songwriter from St. Louis, Missouri, who is pioneering a new wave of music medicine through 432 hertz, affirmation-driven blues rock. And his mission is simple and powerful: to help people heal, rise, and reconnect with themselves through music. So welcome.
Thank you. Thank you so much. You got me all hyped. I'm hyped. Let's go.
Woo, let's go.
Yes.
So how are you, Cole? And I assume you're joining us from St. Louis today.
I am. I'm in St. Louis. I'm well, thank you. And I have to share with you guys, I wish I could show you, but I am witnessing the snowstorm coming down. And since I am safe, I'm thankful to be safe and warm. It is quite beautiful, but
yeah,
it's pretty intense.
Is it? How much snow are you guys expecting?
They're anticipating around my area, St. Louis, 8 to 12 inches. And to me, that's a lot. And I'm like, oh, so we got all stocked up and prepared.
Well, it's so funny because I just moved to Austin, Texas last summer. And so we're expecting the same storm, but
Yeah.
yesterday it was so funny. I got a notification, emergency management texted and left a voicemail, and we're like expecting a winter storm. And yesterday it was 65 degrees and slightly misty, and they were like, stay off the roads.
Oh my goodness gracious.
So I guess Texas just isn't prepared for this type of stuff, and it might get below freezing. So it's just different.
Send in love. Yeah, it's crazy how it's different. I remember I was just telling my parents when I briefly lived in Reno a couple of years, when it snowed, people rejoiced. They loved to go skiing and to do all this stuff. But here, just the way the climate is and how it gets real icy and it doesn't melt fast, people do not rejoice. So I was trying to keep that Reno vibe as this is happening. This is good. This is a good thing.
I know. I love the snow. I'm from the Midwest, so this is my first winter, and I think on Christmas Day it was 80 degrees, and so I really miss the seasons. But I love being here in Texas. Yeah.
That's cool. Texas is awesome.
Have you ever been to Texas before?
Yes, I traveled there as a kid on a family vacation, and we just drove down the entire state and were just checking out all the major cities, and that was a lot of fun. But Austin in particular, I haven't gotten there yet. And
haven't been.
Of course, I hear great things, especially as a musician.
Yes.
That's
well,
cool
if you're
there.
ever here on tour, let me know.
That would be, yes, we'll have to meet. That'd be so cool.
Yeah, absolutely. So let's get into the music a little bit. So for those of you who are watching and have never heard Cole's music before, I guess, Cole, could you start us out? I am going to play some clips too of some of your songs.
Hey, thank you.
I guess to start off, could you just tell us a little bit about your music, about your style, and what really makes it unique?
Yes, thank you. I love these questions, by the way.
Great.
And I didn't get to ask you how you're doing. I hope you're doing well.
Oh, I am doing good. I am so excited to be here with you today and doing a new episode. Yay. Yeah, I'm having a great day. Thank you.
Good. And okay, so the music, it's funny how things just happen and unfold when you're following your heart in alignment, right?
Yep.
It's blues rock type vibes, and that genre has always been an underlining thing with my music. But for the last 20 years, I've mainly been advertising myself as folk rock. So It's kind of funny because I wrote this song, I Am Grateful, but when I brought it to my music collaborator, Paul Niehaus, he is very blues, gospel, type music. Okay. That's his thing, his expertise. So when we blended it together, it ended up being blues rock. And I just thought this is really fun to listen to because I love affirmation music. And one of my favorites, Chris and Teeb, Mellow Will. Those are, I love affirmation rap. Like I'm a huge fan of that.
Yes.
And it inspired me to make
Yeah.
my own. But when it inspired me, I didn't know it was going to be blues rock until I got with my friend Paul because he was all about it. He thought, oh my gosh, 432 hertz. I've never done this before.
Yeah.
So we tuned, and I'm just going to put it out there because a lot of people ask, they're confused, and I don't blame them, like how we do that.
Yeah.
People do it in different ways. Some people will just go into their DAW, their DAW while they're recording and take the entire sound file, and just convert it to 432
you can do it
hertz.
that way. Okay.
We tune our stringed instruments to A equals 432 hertz instead of 440 hertz. That's how we do it. And so we just started doing it. We actually recorded I Am Grateful in June of 2025. But like when it started to kind of take off and more people were sharing it, this was October of 25. That's when, I'm asking Source, I'm like, I think I need 2 more songs. And I was so thankful because I heard them. Like, then a couple days, I was like, I am the money. I'm like, what was that? And like clear audience. I'm like, this, okay. What's next?
Just listening, tuning in.
Yes. I would just tune in and then bring it to the studio, and he would add his parts. So I'm a singer and a rhythm guitarist with the acoustic, but every other instrument you hear on my music and my tracks is all Paul Niehaus. Drums, bass. It's all Paul. Okay. We're gonna have to give you royalties because we're gonna put that on a shirt. It's all Paul.
All Paul, yes. It rhymes.
It does. It's fantastic. So that's kind of like how the blues rock unraveled. So I've been promoting it as blues rock affirmation music because once we started doing it, it felt so much like home.
Yes.
I mean, we might do a different genre one day. The sky's the limit type deal. But
yeah, I'm
like, this feels like, especially being from St. Louis, blues and rock and roll are the heaviest influences here besides rap.
Okay.
And I'm sure like Nelly brought the whole rap, really. He was like the pioneer of that with St. Louis. But it just feels natural. So it's like, okay, let's be the blues rock affirmations and see who else comes on board with that. Like, because there's not many genres. There's a lot of pop with affirmations and like 432 hertz and a lot of rap. But I have yet to see maybe like folky, or then you get, of course, people with handpan music.
Yes.
But let's just start creating all these different genres of music, but in specific healing frequencies.
That's amazing. And, I would have thought that you had been creating blues rock your whole life. Like, because this is when I found you, right? And I see what you say when you say it feels like home for you. Like it just feels right.
Yes, thank you. It does. It's whenever I'd go out to see music in St. Louis, there was so much blues or rock and roll or blues rock that it finally dawned on me more recently. I'm like, these are your roots.
These are your roots. It's inside you.
Yeah. So
awesome.
Grateful to be here doing it.
Cool. So I feel like we should play a couple of your clips.
Sweet.
Do you have a preference? I'm going to pull up Spotify and I have my speaker here. So everybody listening can get a little taste.
Well,
maybe I am grateful.
I was going to say, I guess I am grateful because that seems to be the one that people are most resonant with. Like they talk about and like, this song helps me. I'm like, awesome. Because that was the intention.
All the bones in my body are healthy. All the bones in my body are healthy. All the bones in my body are healthy. And I am grateful. Why are all the bones in my body so healthy? Why are all the bones in my body so healthy? Why are all the bones in my body so healthy? I am grateful. Yeah, I am grateful. I am grateful. I am grateful.
Okay, that's the
Thank,
first one. That was awesome.
thank you for playing that, Lauren. That was fun.
You're welcome. It's so contagious.
Oh, good. Good.
It's so contagious.
Good.
Yeah.
Because, like, I just seriously, after, I know we'll talk about it later, but after experiencing chronic pain for like 10 years and then exiting it
Wow.
and then like setting that intention, it's like every time I'm just setting intentions that everyone that listens to this exits that space.
Yes.
That's the biggest intention. I don't,
Yes.
for some reason I had to say that. I'm gonna shut
No,
up now.
that's important. No, I feel that too. I feel like maybe I was gonna listen, like show the audience clips, but I feel like we just stay right here with I Am Grateful and we dive into this first. That's what I'm
Sure.
feeling.
You know what? I know we've only known each other like maybe a couple months or a month and a half, but your intuition feels solid with mine. So
Okay, awesome, cool. Yeah, I'm like, I can't move on. We got to go into this song.
cool.
And I'll just say a little bit because I found Cole on TikTok. So you are really popping off on TikTok. And this was the first song and it was just contagious. And I'll also say, I used to listen to purely like hip hop, kind of mainstream pop. And I just want to say, as we're going through ascension and our vibration is increasing, I can't listen to that kind of music anymore, because as our vibration raises, everything changes. So the kind of music we want to listen to, the foods we're eating, the activities we're doing, everything changes. So the old music it doesn't resonate. It like almost feels abrasive to me listening to it now. Like the lyrics, like it's all like fucking bitches, killing people, like
Yeah.
cheating on your partner. And then, it's not in 432 hertz. I think most, what is it, 440 maybe?
440 hertz, most definitely. Especially
Okay.
with, it sounds like we listen to the same kind of music, which is really cool. And I have to say, you just made me think. I have looked back at some of like the just like gangster rap that I love.
Me too.
And I found it in 432 hertz. And from my heart space, I'm like, because of the lyrics, like you were saying, I'm like, it doesn't matter if it's in 432 hertz. I can't hear about somebody murdering somebody while I'm trying to be on my stationary bike. This is weird.
No. Yes. And it's like, I don't know. My mom let me listen to Eminem when I was in like grade school,
That's
like, I don't know.
awesome. Free-spirited mama.
Very free spirited. Yeah. She's very open minded, loves music. She was kind of a hippie. But
Love that.
looking back now, I'm like, I was listening to that as a child and how it's programmed us. And then, so I definitely want to ask you more once we get into I Am Grateful, like about the hertz and kind of if you could share more about that and how it works. But yeah, I can't do it anymore. So this is one reason I love your music so much. And the world needs more of it.
Oh,
Because
thank
it's
you.
healing. It's medicine. It's a new way to relate with music. So music
That's
medicine.
wonderful. I'm so happy to hear that. Truly, truly. It's been helping, like I've said, other people's music has been helping me. So to be able to be a part of that and helping people with mine is an absolute privilege, for real. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm like, yay, I feel like I found true purpose. I always felt like music was a part of my purpose, but this just feels right. Because it's like, if I've learned how to heal my own body and mind over like the last 6 years, I've been in such solitude
Yeah.
to learn these things, to channel, and it's like, why not utilize that information through sound for other people? That's my mission.
That's incredible. And we are going to talk more about your healing journey and kind of what you've been through. I feel like we'll segue into that in a little bit.
Right on. Yeah, my ADHD will take you in 12 different avenues, so feel free to keep me on track.
Yeah, awesome. So, okay, so your first kind of affirmation, 432 hertz blues rock song is called I Am Grateful that we just listened to. So, I guess the first question, so you titled it I Am Grateful. So, can we talk more about why you chose that title?
It's really funny you ask that because
Really?
yeah, because it's really not a meaningful story, but it's just kind of goofy and
Okay, I love it.
hopefully it's funny. I started writing it in 2023 and pretty much had it finalized in 2024. But like vibrationally, I wasn't ready. I didn't know this till now, but I wasn't vibrationally ready to deliver it because
Okay.
I was still in chronic pain. Like,
Okay.
it wouldn't have made much sense.
Yeah.
So I was working through it, but the whole time I kept calling it like either All the Cells or the Cell Song. And I noticed other people had cell songs. Like there's this
Okay.
fantastic woman, I can't think of her name. I think it's maybe even Starcy Coach. I can't remember, but bless her, she's awesome.
Oh, I think I've seen that. She goes,
Yes.
how does it go? Like,
All the little cells in my
are
body are happy. Every little cell in my body as well.
yes, I've heard that one.
Yes.
Oh my God, I love
Yes.
that. I used to say that to myself.
Oh, that's wonderful.
So did that inspire this song at all?
It wasn't, no, like I heard it like after the Cell Song came through for me.
Okay, gotcha.
Because it was like a clairaudient thing.
Yeah.
To where I just like heard the melody one day and the every cell in my body are all the cells. See, now I'm messing up.
Yeah.
All the cells in my body are healthy. I'm like, what's that? So that's actually how I found it's like I got to see if there's other Cell songs. I'll do that when I write songs is you try to see, okay, are there, how many have this title? Like you don't want to step on toes. You don't want to steal anybody's melodies. You don't, there's kind of precautions. Every time I write a song, I'll go to my dad, who's like a music connoisseur kind of guy. And I'll be like, does this sound like anything? It's like,
yeah. Oh, how cool.
Am I plagiarizing anything? Because music's so buried in our subconscious that it's like, I am clairaudient, but I still have this subconscious, like, am I really singing a Ricky Martin song from 2000 or is it mine?
Yes.
So anyway, sorry, I got off on a tangent there,
cool.
but how we named the song, I Am Grateful, is I kept calling it the Cell Song. And when we finally recorded it, I'm sitting there with Paul and I said, well, I didn't have a name in mind, like permanently other than the Cell Song. And he said, well, obviously I think it's I Am Grateful.
He's like, obviously.
Yeah. He's like the only person that could talk to me like that and I wouldn't be offended. Because because the way he said it, it wasn't condescending. It was just kind of like, it was like he had a moment. He was like, well, obviously I am grateful. And I just started laughing. I'm like, you're obviously correct. I don't know how I didn't see that.
Right? Sometimes it takes someone else to be like, this is it. And it's like so obvious.
Absolutely. It really does. That's what I am very thankful with collaboration because I'm sure, as you know, and most people know that it's like marriage in a way creatively. It's like guys have to be on the same kind of frequency. Otherwise, what are you doing? Other than creating lessons for yourself.
Yes. Yeah.
So Paul technically named it I Am Grateful.
Okay.
I mean, it's obviously I'm grateful.
Obvious. It's all Paul.
It is. You see, I'm telling you. I'll get a hold of him later and be like, okay, so we got to make these shirts. Lauren's going to get a cut of the royalties. They're going to sell like hotcakes.
Yes. It's all Paul, trademarked.
Trademark. To you.
Yeah. So tell me more about gratitude and why that's important for you in this song.
Along my journey.
I love your hand just came like to your heart when you're starting to feel the gratitude.
I could feel it when you said it. I could feel it. Gratitude. I'm very thankful for everybody who taught me about gratitude along the way, different content creators and such, because I've learned that the key to shifting and raising your frequency is gratitude. It's like everything comes back to gratitude. Dealing with crippling depression, when I started to give thanks for my fingers moving correctly and being able to taste my food. When I'll shout out Mr. Justin Perry from You Are Creators, and I know he's real big with the Starseed community type.
I think I know who you're talking about.
That's I thought Lauren might know who he is.
Yes.
He's pretty famous.
You Are Creators, yes.
Yeah, he's got over millions of followers on his YouTube. So he's been around for like 10 years. And I would give the biggest shout out to him as far as what I've learned along the way. He has tons of videos with affirmations, but he explains why, he was explaining years ago when you give gratitude, it helps to raise your frequency. And so he has these videos where he'll just start thanking things that we often take for granted as human beings, so we don't think about in the chaos of day-to-day life. It's like, thank you for my healthy eyes. Thank you for my vision. And if I'm frustrated with something, like say I got to, it's just everyday stuff. I got to do 3 loads of laundry for everybody in the house today. All right. So, and I'm like, I'm thankful that my legs are healthy. Because there was a point I couldn't walk after an accident. So I'm like, I'm thankful for my healthy legs to be walking around with all this laundry, stuff like that. So that's why I got so into gratitude, because it just bettered my life in every single way. My health, money, give thanks to money. It flows in a lot easier than when you're like, I used to say very terrible things like, I hate money, like cancel.
Yes.
No. I love money, and I'm thankful for money because it is an energy.
Yes. Yeah, I know. I feel like I overlook so many little things that we can be grateful for each day, and it like helps draw in our focus and our energy. And what we're focusing on, we bring more of into our lives to experience.
I feel like that's one of the biggest things right there. And I've been working on that a lot myself. Is I'll slip and you go into earth amnesia. Can we coin that as a phrase?
Earth amnesia. We have amnesia on Earth. We were all born with amnesia. We don't remember who we are, our power. We don't remember how things really work. We don't remember our past lives. We have amnesia.
Right.
And we have to wake up and remember everything in this like extremely low vibration where everything is set up against us.
Yes. And like you just said, set up against us. So we're learning, but then we're learning after being programmed the complete opposite, just to infiltrate our own demise type deal. It's like, oh my God, this is a really challenging reality that we're brave souls. I think everybody's brave for being here.
Yes. Yeah. So I work with ETs, and that's kind of become the focus of my work. And they have so much regard and respect for all of us humans because it's so challenging here, right? And we're going through the ascension and our awakening right now. And when I first started to work with them, and I was channeling them and getting to know them in the Galactic Federation, and I was always putting them on a pedestal, like because they have all this advanced technology and they're so high vibrational, they're so enlightened or whatever. And they were always talking to me about how incredible humans are, and that how much they respect us for coming here in this density. So, yeah.
That's so neat. Thank you for sharing that.
Yeah. Yeah. They have so much respect. Like, so there's this one ET that I work with on a first contact project. His name, it's for not like, so with their names, it's more, we feel kind of the frequency, of like the name. So Danyu, and he's kind of like a teenager, and he wants to be called Shiprock because he works on this ship, but he's working on this Earth project. So, right, rock. So Shiprock.
Oh, that's cute.
It's so cute. And he calls me Earth Mom. Aww. And we have like just this really sweet relationship. And I hope that I get to meet him one day in person. Like that's kind of what we're all working on here.
Yeah. That's awesome.
Where was I going with this? Oh, I was going with this that one day, this was recently, Shiprock was like, he was like, I wonder what it would be like to live on Earth and you're just trying to get through your day. And I was like, oh shit.
Whoa.
And because they don't have to, like, literally, so many of us humans were just trying to get through the day.
Mm-hmm.
And it made me cry when he said that. And he's like, I'm so sorry I made you cry. Because it made me realize, like, how much just living here is a struggle. I mean, we're all trying to help each other awaken and come out of it and not have so much struggle and so much pain and, like, create this new earth. Yeah, he said that. Like, I wonder what it would be like to be a human on Earth and just try to get through each day. Like, damn.
I'm really thankful that you shared it because it brought so much comfort in a way, because it's like the fact that seeing it from that perspective, like you're saying, like you forget how hard it is and the fact that there are beings that, would call us brave or say that, it means a lot because it is hard
It's
for
so
us.
fucking hard.
It's so hard for everybody, especially the more aware you are of it and you're not, playing the game on, a sleep mode.
A sleep mode, yeah.
That's hard too.
That's hard too. Yeah, being asleep or being awake. Either pick your path. Both are hard.
So it's so beautiful. I thank you for sharing because it's like a perspective I never could have imagined. And so to hear that from somebody from another realm looking in, it's like, oh, thank you for recognizing us. Thank you for validating our struggle.
It puts it in that perspective of like, this is hard. Like, we are in this really challenging earth school. And
I'm going to cry happy tears. So thanks.
Yes, Cole. Yeah, it's really hard. And I know we're going to kind of segue more and talk about Cole's journey specifically, with healing. And we're going to talk about your gender, if you feel open to that, kind of what role that has played in your music. But we have, this positive message and this beautiful, positive, gratitude song.
Gratitude.
I am grateful that I know you're going to help so many people. Like, you've already helped me. I love to listen to your songs like every day, especially when I wake up. Just sets the tone.
Yay. I'm so honored that I had that privilege because, like I was saying, the other people I've been listening to for years, I don't know if they know, maybe intuitively, how much they help me every morning because I was not a morning person and now I am because of these people's beautiful music. So the fact that I would be able to be that for other people, seriously, is like the greatest privilege. So thank you for listening.
That's amazing. Yeah, sometimes I can't get out of bed and I'll be like, I'm going to put on I Am Grateful. And it just gets me going first thing in the morning.
Yay, I'm so happy to hear that.
Yeah. Awesome. Yeah, so we talked a little bit about the power of gratitude, and I know that is so important to you just in your life, in your music, in this song. And so I hope that inspires some listeners, just a little kind of reminder about the power of gratitude.
It will help you. It will help you.
Yes. And then, so let's talk about 432 hertz. So what can you, I guess, tell us about that? And I know most kind of like pop music is recorded in 440 hertz.
Yes. So the music industry standard tuning is A equals 440 hertz.
Okay.
And I'm going to just throw it out right here that I know nothing about music theory. I actually went to college to do that and immediately quit when I was 18. I was like, it's not my brain. And I was joking with Paul yesterday because I saw Paul yesterday. I saw Paul at the recording studio. And I was trying to explain, we had to do some transposing and weird stuff to accommodate for the frequency we were using. Because yesterday, I don't want to get too off topic, but yesterday we did 417 hertz and it was really exciting.
Ooh, okay. I do want to hear more about that too. I want to hear the different hertz and how they feel different maybe.
They do it. 417 hertz is said to help the sacral chakra and remove negative energy. And also promote change. And I will say that when I started listening to 417 hertz, about a month and a half after, I didn't realize till later it was one of those things. I ended up making massive change, with bad habits I had. And so months later, I'm like, listening to that really did help me to finally break that stagnation I'd been in for years. So that was really wild. So because I know that 417 hertz helped me to change, I felt more inspired to utilize it. I'm like, okay, so so this next song is in 417 and 432 hertz when we'd go into the studio, and I'm really grateful that Paul is a master of music theory, because it's without him, I wouldn't always know where to go because I'm channeling it. I'm the psychic. Yeah. I mean, we're all psychic, but I'm the one who's every day I'm channeling. And so I come into the studio and I'm like, this is what I hear. These are the lyrics. Here's a little guitar part. And I tuned it to 432 hertz.
Yeah.
And it, like, he goes from there. But there's sometimes where he needs, like, for instance, yesterday we were working with a harmonica, and we had to figure out what key to use. So he's all mastermind music theory guy, and I'm sitting there going, Paul, I don't know, I'm just gonna. Sounds good.
Sounds good.
So there's a lot to it. So that's why I wanted to throw out there. I'm not like a music theory expert. I'm more of a songwriter, singer. But like, I know with 432 hertz, a lot of people utilize tuning forks.
Yeah. Okay.
But there's been a lot of controversy over the last 5 years with it. I've been like studying this for like the last 5 years, like trying to learn about it. But what I've come to find is some people argue online and say, oh, well, it's not a solfeggio frequency, so it's not really healing.
Okay.
And then it's like, okay, but these tuning forks have been utilized. Like, it's said to be like the heartbeat of Earth, like Mother Nature's frequency, 432 hertz, said to bring harmony. And I feel it does. I've been listening to it for years. I'll take pop songs that we love, rap songs that aren't like too intense,
Yeah.
And I'll go to YouTube and type in and like Nelly, 432 hertz. And I also want to throw out there to be careful, because a lot of them are fake on YouTube.
Okay.
And you say, well, how do you know? Well, if you really want to take the time, like I wasted some time doing this, but it was a good experiment. I took the actual, let's say Nelly Grills.
Yes. This is my type of music.
Yes. Awesome. I took like Nelly Grills, his actual official music video. So I know it's in 440 hertz.
Okay.
And then I would take like somebody on YouTube, uploaded it and claim it's in 432 hertz. I'll listen to it back to back. Yeah. And you can tell the one in 432 hertz is going to sound slightly lower in key, not volume, key. You're going to be like, oh, that's slightly different. It's kind of hard to hear, but you can hear it. Because there's been times where I'll go to check and the uploader of the video will be like, this 432 hertz, and it's the exact tone as 440. Yeah, so please be careful with that, because sometimes people are turds. But I think it's getting a lot more popular, because another thing I noticed, a lot of people were saying, oh, this isn't real, or this is BS, or one of my favorites is, oh, you're just tuning it down to however many steps. But it's like, yes, we are. Yeah, we are. But, it's either you believe in the, healing that isn't the conventional mainstream big pharma, and you're open to it, or you're not at this point, is where I'm at. I'm like, I'm not going to argue with these people.
Yeah,
like, this isn't real. And I'm like, well, whatever you believe to be true is going to be true, but I believe it's real, so I'm going to live in my world. Thank you.
Yes. Yeah, no point arguing with those type of people.
No, and they have decreased over the last 5 years. And that was something I've never talked about till now, so I'm happy to share.
Yeah.
Is that when I Am Grateful started picking up more in October of 25, I thought this would not have happened in 22. Because when I was kind of sharing stuff on my other page, Trans-Spirit Indigo, there was a lot of backlash for the same reasons I was just talking about. Okay. And so I was actually, like, my ego was scared that I was going to get yelled and screamed at for even sharing this.
Wow.
But it got to the point where I didn't care. It felt like a calling, and I did it. Yeah. And now the majority of people, they like it. They understand it. They're cool. Nobody questions it. I've only had like one person came in and was like, I would like to see the studies that prove this. And what's really funny is, although, I'm not somebody that trusts, the U.S. government, so to say, I'm a little,
me either.
to put it lightly. But what's funny is when that guy came in and said that, I was like, well, actually, here's a link. What's funny is the government has did a few different studies on 432 hertz.
Okay.
And there is documentation on government websites that claims that it did help. Really? It's not like a big claim. It's a very, these studies were done, especially during COVID time. And the studies were small. So of course, I give him the links, and he responds, and he's like, well, they should probably do bigger studies. I stopped responding back. I'm like, whatever, dude. Okay.
You can't please people.
No, and to me, it's just kind of a bummer for them because I see a lot of people block their own capability to heal or be wealthy or,
Yeah.
and when I say wealthy, I just mean living in abundance, not like having a jet and a mansion or anything.
Yeah. Yeah, I love that. So, yeah, I also don't know like the science behind the 432. I haven't done a lot of research. I just know I personally enjoy listening to these different frequencies. I also don't know the difference between solfeggio frequencies, but I just feel, I mean, it feels a hell of a lot better in my body than the mainstream music that's in 440.
Yes, that's same here. I think about it, it's almost kind of silly that I didn't look more into it since I'm sharing it, but it was more of like a feeling and a knowing. It's like, I just know this works because it's worked for me. And
Yeah.
I know that there's like a lot of people could get into the science of, well, 432 hertz is blah, 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 equal to this and the tone of the earth. And it's all in the, and I'm like, okay, I can't retain all that information, but I believe you
Yeah.
because I'm feeling it.
Yeah,
And
because
yeah,
we
I
feel it.
haven't studied solfeggios either. I've just listened to them.
Yeah.
But like, I honestly haven't studied like why they are the way they are. And to me, it's like, it's just something to look forward to learning.
Yeah. Yeah. We'll keep learning.
Yeah.
Yeah. This reminds me though, I lived in Denver, Colorado for a couple of years.
Nice.
Yeah, it was really fun. I had kind of moved there. Well, I guess it was, yeah, it was the end of 2020. So it was like end of pandemic or end of, not end of pandemic, but the main part where we were all supposed to be wearing masks. And I had just been laid off from my job
No.
and was going through a horrible breakup. Like, this was the worst and lowest point of my life. Like,
Right.
totally depressed, anxious, had PTSD, insomnia. And I'm like, my lease was up. I'm going to Denver. I needed some mountain energy to
Yes.
heal.
That's so
So
good.
Denver, yeah, was my home. I did intense healing work. I got unemployment because I got laid off. And so I was able to take time off of work.
Yes.
And really, it was like my daily job was just doing all these different healing modalities because I needed to. Like, I wasn't well. And I'd go out in the mountains and go hiking every day, and it was sunny. So it was beautiful. And I remember this just came back to me that I had met a DJ. And he was the first person that started to talk to me about the different hertz. And he was so cool. He was like 45 and had been a DJ like most of his life. So he had a lot of experience with this. And he told me that he could really see. So when he would play a set, and people would be dancing for hours, he would play, if it was in 440 hertz, he said he would just see people would start to feel, he said it would feel like they were getting ungrounded and like their souls were leaving their body. And he said it was just like this weird energy where it felt like people weren't there anymore, like grounded in themselves. And then so he was actually doing the solfeggios. Again, I don't know how it works, but he would incorporate that into his sets. And he said that he could see such a different energy in the people that it felt like their souls stayed in their body and they were like awakened and alivened. And it was like just a much more positive energy. So he could see that. And I think he said even sometimes he would just put on like one song 440 and just kind of test it. And he could see like the difference in the behavior between like the 440. And I think he was doing 432 and solfeggios. He could tell you how all of it works.
That's so incredible that he could see that.
Yeah.
Wow.
So there's your proof. Like,
Yeah.
people like that have seen it and witnessed it. It's not a scientific study, but talk to somebody like that,
Yeah. It's hearing about the bells from years ago, how bells were removed and bells
I
were
just
healing.
heard that recently. Like, why? Yeah.
And it's like, well, yeah, where are they? Where did they go?
I heard there are bell graveyards. Did you hear that?
That sounds familiar. Like maybe I saw a TikTok video at 2 a.m, but I would believe it because where are they gonna? Unless they, it'd be terrible dumping them in the ocean, but like trying to hide them or something.
Yeah.
But there's just so much that they've done to infiltrate with sound, and I think changing like they would say the conspiracy theory is that they changed it from. That's the thing. Part of the whole conspiracy is like nobody seems to know what they changed it from. I was even asking Paul yesterday.
Really? What it was originally?
Yeah, there's a lot of arguments with that. So I couldn't even tell you what they changed it from really, but the whole story was that they changed it to 440 hertz to infiltrate in a bad way, to bring people's vibration down. And I wouldn't be surprised. Why would I think that that wasn't true after it's been done with everything else? Food, medicine. Why? Yeah. It's like, the more we learn how, even though we don't exactly know yet, like how do these frequencies work? We know how energy works as two people that work with energy every day. Yeah. Like more than the average Joe. That's like, okay, I know there's an electromagnetic field around me. I know that I am energy. Mm-hmm. So yeah, these frequencies, they make a big difference. Have you seen anybody with these like vibration plates with the sand? And then the different sound frequencies that make different like geometric, sacred geometry, like shapes.
I feel like I scrolled through, but I didn't like stay and watch it.
You're like me. You're like, I think I saw the bells at 2 a.m.
Yeah.
That's really interesting because if they play, they'll put like say a table and little vibration thing. I don't know. See, I don't know what the hell am I talking about?
Yeah, we're like, how does it work?
Yeah.
I've seen it.
It's like, I saw it. They put the sand on the table. And then basically if they play 440 hertz, the sand's all chaotic. But if they play say 432 hertz or 528 or 417 or a solfeggio, it starts creating sacred geometry with the sand. And it starts like creating lines and everything with the sand. It's magnificent.
Well, there's your proof. People who want proof, come on.
Right? Well, there's always somebody. It reminds me of you heard about Dr. Emoto and his water experiments?
Cole, I was just going to bring that up.
Yes. See, we're telepathic.
On the same wavelength. Yes.
That's awesome. Oh, please, by all means, talk about Dr. Emoto because
it just reminded me. Yeah, with the water. Was he speaking into like cups of water? I don't remember the exact things, but it was like the different words that you would say, and he would take pictures of like the sacred geometry being formed. So if you spoke into the water and said like love, 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 it would form this beautiful like crystalline structure versus these like really like anger or hate or whatever, right? And it would get like really distorted and mucky. Yeah.
Yeah. It's like, how could we deny that?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And I know that they would use those examples too, as far as plants.
Yes. I was cool around we have like a mind merge.
I love it.
Because the plants, I saw that one too, where they were like, like telling the plant to live, or maybe they're saying, I love you, I love you.
I love you. And then, of course, the opposite, which I can't even stand to think about. I see your beautiful plants. I'm like, I know you're not talking mean to your plants. You're a good plant mom.
I love to talk to them. Yeah.
Me too. I sing to my money tree. I say, you are so beautiful every time I water it. So, it's a very real thing. It's a very real thing.
Because the plant they said, I love you, it was living and beautiful. And then the opposite, that plant died, right?
Yeah. Yes. And I know I've seen different stories through the years with kids, like in schools, like they'll have a class project and they'll do something similar. And then they got a whole group of kids talking nice and then mean to do like different sets of plants.
Wow.
And so a lot of people have proven this to us. And so it's really cool. And it's like, to me, it's like free medicine, You don't need help. You don't need insurance to listen to my music.
Yeah. Free medicine.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's not going to cost you $1,000 premium or whatever. I don't know.
And it's
I'm not in that world.
Yeah. Yeah. So I feel like the next question, this totally segues in because I wanted to ask you a little bit about, you write with positive affirmations and you talk about how we're here to program our subconscious mind.
Yes, my
The
friend.
utmost health and wealth.
Yes, you got it. I love it, Lauren.
So let's talk about, well, we were just talking about, the power of our word and the positivity and how that affects our energy and our vibration, our cells. We've seen it in water, we've seen it in plants, these studies. Why do you choose to say, we're here to reprogram our subconscious mind? Tell me more about that.
Wonderful. I've learned more recently in the last year that it's best to give command to the subconscious mind. And that's one of the biggest things that have helped lead me out of chronic pain. And so when I say that, it's like we're here to command it. We're saying what we're doing. We are here to reprogram our subconscious mind so it's like an intention as well for the utmost health and wealth. And the let's go is just for fun. I don't know where that came from. I love to share that whole intro was completely improv for the first time. Yeah, and it was fun because my friend Jessica, she's done a few videos for me, and she was there that day taking videos when we recorded I Am Grateful, which to me is just extra special that she was present.
Yeah.
But she turned on the camera and like Paul was like, well, you gotta say something. Because I wasn't going to even, it was just going to start with all the cells. And yeah, it was going to be like that. And then Paul was like, well, you got to say something. And I was like, okay. So I just got on the mic and I was like, all right. So it's all improv. But we just keep doing it now with we just recorded our 4th track for this 5-song EP.
Okay.
And so all 4 songs now start with, all right, we are here to reprogram and whatever it is. If it's wealth, we'll set the intention. So that's why we do it, to set the intention and to command the subconscious mind.
Okay. Yeah. I love the intention setting.
Awesomeness.
Yeah.
That's what I was taught.
What was that called?
Sorry, I did not mean to interrupt you. You were learning?
Yeah. So the ETs have been teaching me about intention.
Love
it. And the power of our intention. And then it's like the recipe is the intention plus faith, because some things take the time to manifest. But they basically have been teaching me that once we have those 2 ingredients, when you set your intention and then you have the faith, waiting for it to manifest, it has to manifest. Literally, that is law. And they taught me that anything that you can think of, so if we can think it, imagine it, that is basically creator, and that it can happen, it can come into the physical. Like literally, if we can think it, God, creator, can create it. And then so you set your intention, and then you have faith as you're waiting for it to arrive. But as we get higher and higher and higher, things just come so quickly, and they'll keep speeding up in higher frequencies. Have you noticed that?
Yeah. Yes. It does speed up. And thank you for sharing that. I feel I needed to hear that today, because as we were talking about earth amnesia, sometimes we lose one of those things. Like for me, I'm struggling a little bit with faith because of something that it's like you're saying, it takes a long time sometimes. Mm-hmm. And we have to have the faith because we're on earth and everything's like slowed down, even though it can feel sped up. Isn't that the weirdest part?
Yeah.
Because time isn't real. So it's like, sometimes it's like, man, this is taking forever. And other times you're like, wait, wasn't I just 4 years old? What just happened?
Time is so trippy. I still don't fully understand it, because I know like the ETs in their frequency don't experience time the same way we do. I still don't fully understand it, and it trips me up. And it's like, I used to get so frustrated because like, I just don't understand it. So I'm learning. I'm still on my journey with that in time. But I just know that now at this frequency, certain things I can think and they'll show up that day or the next day. You know, not everything, but small things I can manifest. And the bigger things, they've just told me, you have faith, you've set your intention, and you just keep having that faith, and it has to come. That is law.
Thank you for sharing that with us, because it's like, that's gold for everybody to hear, you know?
Yeah.
And if it's for the greatest good, which I feel anybody watching your podcast is going to be in a frequency of love,
Yes.
you know, so they're manifesting things for the greatest good. Like you said, if you can see it, it's already happened.
Yes, absolutely. Cool. Yeah. So is there anything else about the subconscious mind you want to share about, or maybe we start to segue kind of into your healing journey? Because you just mentioned how you said you would command your subconscious mind, and that you've found that works the best.
Yes, I'm glad you brought that up, because I want to share right now, because that was like one of the key components from going to identifying as someone in chronic pain to not. And what happened is about a year ago, I'd spent the last 5 years saying stuff like, I am healthy, I am fit, I'm okay. But, you know, I know we didn't talk about it yet, but briefly I was in this really bad accident and broke a lot of bones. So it was really hard for me to believe that. So there was, of course, a lot of resistance with my subconscious mind believing I'm healthy, especially when people are, like, say they have a disease or they are in chronic pain. It can be, of course, you know, challenging for them to believe that they are healthy. So I kept asking for help. Like, please show me how to heal. What am I, you know, and my ego's beating myself up. What am I doing wrong? You know, what am I doing wrong? It's like, okay. So I started to receive messages through other people. And one of them, I don't know this lady. I've never spoke to her, but she helped change my life. There was two different ladies. One of them's name is Anna Brown, who is a YouTuber that is definitely like, I don't know if she would identify as a starseed like us, but she's definitely like talking about being in the fifth dimension every day and brain and heart coherence.
Oh, cool. Okay.
She said, whatever you believe to be true will be true. And that changed my life. But then the other lady, pretty super corporate lady from the UK that does like healing and wellness. So I don't know too much about her, Marissa Peer.
Oh, yes. She was a part of my healing journey too.
Yes. She changed my life. I want to give her the biggest hug.
She's so badass. Yeah.
She's such a badass.
And hopefully you will one day. Give her a hug.
Hopefully the two of us will, like, we'll all just have lunch. Us, all three of us.
I love her.
That's so cool. You know who she is. Like, I didn't really know who she was until about a year ago. You know how it is when you're on the internet with spiritual stuff, you're seeing all sorts of people. And because I liked her and I kept hitting like, I kept seeing more of her.
Getting more and more. And that's how the universe works, right?
Right. I'm pretty sure that the internet might have stole the idea off what this already is. Anyway.
Yes.
Hopefully you get a kick out of this. So the big change, and the thing I want to share with everyone that I know could change people's lives for the better, is Marissa Peer's technique called the dick technique. And she said she named it that so people would remember it.
I'm like, you can't forget that.
No, it's too goofy. It's too funny. So it's direct, instruct, command, compel, and code. And so she had a similar accident as me.
Wow.
And got hit by a car.
Wow.
So she said she healed in like, I don't remember the time span now, but it was definitely like 2 months or something crazy, like something real fast. And she said 15 times a day for her, she'd say that. And she'd say it when she's so cute. I was putting the kettle on, you know.
Making my tea.
I was making my tea. So when I put with my Midwestern accent, when I put my kettle on to make my coffee, I say like, just say my back. Okay. Like, so for 15 times straight. Yeah. And she says, you got to say it like a drill sergeant. And this is where it gets really weird because you feel strange. You feel kind of dumb doing it. But I did it because I was desperate at the time. I know desperate
Yeah.
energy isn't really great, but I'm gonna be honest.
We were
I was,
there. Yeah.
I was desperate and in pain. So
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, this lady's telling me to talk to my body like a drill sergeant. So here I am alone at my house being like, I direct, instruct, command, compel, and code my entire back to heal perfectly and
Yes.
properly right
Right
now. So I say, you have to be so specific right now, perfectly and properly, 15 times in a row.
Wow.
I mean, I look and sound like a crazy person, but after doing it for just doing it 15 times, I noticed a shift in my energy to where a lot of the debilitating pain was kind of relieved. And I'm like, what is happening?
No way.
This was last year around this very time.
Just a year ago.
Just a year ago. Like,
Oh,
I was technically in chronic pain about a year ago, and it was somewhere between March and April, just something shifted. I'm not even sure when it happened. It's kind of a blur because my uncle passed away during that time. So it's like, it was an emotional blur.
Yeah.
But I just remember she came in with her video and was like, you have to direct and went through so yeah, if y'all say that at least like 15 times a day, and some people that aren't in chronic pain, I've told it about, they're like, oh my God, like it sounds like a lot. But if you're experiencing like debilitating depression or chronic pain, you're willing to, it's not a big deal. You say it in the shower. You're going to shower, hopefully. And then water is a great manifestation tool.
Yes.
So I love doing that, like in the shower, and you could do it with anything. Like if somebody's struggling with money or finances, I direct, instruct, command, compel, and code an abundance of money to come into my life with harm to no one. Something like that.
I'm going to write that down.
I'm going to write down a lot of what you said when I watch this podcast later. It's gold. It's gold.
Everybody take notes. We should have told them to get their notebooks out.
You're so funny.
That's amazing. So it's spelled DICC, like the dick method?
DICCC.
Okay, DICCC.
She went all the way. I'm convinced she's an earth angel.
She's beautiful.
Yeah, like the fact she's sharing all that and is wonderful. And the fact that they shared that and didn't like have me buy $1,000 course is like, I respect that. People get mad sometimes when people do sell stuff, and I know she has her own company and they sell stuff. I respect people having to make a living, but if she's still giving things away that completely changed my life for the better. So it's like, more power to you.
Yeah. And we
she's
know
still being of service.
The abundance is going to flow back to her, one way or another, just for giving that out.
A trillionfold for sure.
Yeah. So do you want to share anything more about your accident and your healing? Like, I feel like we've really gotten into the subconscious mind, like commanding the subconscious mind. What else did you do? And I guess what role did your music play in your healing journey as you were getting out of chronic pain?
Thank you.
Yeah.
The music, of course, first and foremost brought comfort because it's, a part of my heart and soul. Mm-hmm. But listening to all the different frequencies, I know helped me.
Okay. Yeah.
I'll throw out SAPIEN. Maybe I told you about this.
Oh, you told me about
medicine.
it. Yeah.
A lot of healing frequencies there, but that helped. So it wasn't just my music; other people's music with certain healing frequencies helped to lead me out of the pain. But it was 2015. A lady ran a red light in a van while I was on a little scooter and hit me. And it was like a 20% survival rate. Like, I'm very grateful to be here.
My God.
It ripped my leg. I don't want to get grotesque for people.
Okay, yeah.
But I broke a lot of bones, had to have a metal rod put in my leg, broke my hip, broke my back, broke my pelvis. Well, actually, my pelvis, not my hip. They're all connected.
Yes.
And so it was just, I felt like a rag doll or something put back together, and like my elbows all like stitched back, and so it just felt like it was too much. I'm like, this is just too much. The gratitude helped me to heal. I felt the most gratitude I ever felt after surviving it, like the next day, waking up in the hospital, like, oh my God, I'm so grateful. But for the most part, I spent almost a decade in chronic pain because I did not understand any of these frequencies until like the last 5 years. Like I started to wake up in 2012 and I really started to wake up in like 2016, 17.
Okay.
But I was not aware that we could heal our bodies by speaking to it until 2020. And when I first heard that and heard about like Louise Hay,
Yeah.
I realized I didn't really believe it. And that's when a lot of the shadow work started. And I realized I don't believe I can heal. I'm afraid to heal. I'm afraid of so many things. And I was like, whoa. And it went from there.
Can of
Yeah.
worms.
It was a big old can of worms, Lauren.
Yeah. Yeah. Like, I feel like what really stuck out to me is you said you didn't believe you could heal.
And I didn't know that until the mirror was put on. Hey, you can't heal. Wait, I didn't believe I could. And it's like, no, not when you're listening to all these doctors literally telling you you're doomed.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know,
it's like Louise Hay's book, You Can Heal Your Life. I'm sure have you read that one?
I haven't read it, but I've seen it. Like, yes.
Yeah. Yeah. I used to have a copy of that I found in one of those little libraries, you know, like the little free libraries.
Oh, I love that. It was meant for you.
Yeah, it was meant for me. And I used it for a while. And then I for a period of time was working with clients doing energy healing and channeling. And I'm going to start doing it again. Now that I'm finally settled, I'm like, this whole last year was about moving to Austin. So I want to start working with people one-on-one again. But I would have it as like a little guide and like what they were going through, you know, because she has different affirmations that you could say for different diseases that I would share with people as kind of one of their like homework. I would give homework for healing and stuff. Like I would channel it through what would really help them.
That's fantastic.
Yeah. So
I love that you utilized that because I've seen that. I was looking at that actually more recently. That's so cool.
Stuff.
Yes, and specifically how you can say the different affirmations for different things or ailments or body parts and such.
Yeah. Well, now you're going to have to write an album for like every single one. Cool.
See, but that's fantastic. And I was telling my dad, I'm like, the affirmation music never ends because there's always more to be grateful for. This is great. Like I won't run out of ideas. I just need to channel the melodies.
It never ends.
Thankfully. Thankfully, because it's for the greatest good, right?
Yes. Yes. Yeah. Source and the goodness and the love and the positivity never ends. It's infinite.
That's right.
Yeah.
I love it.
So is there anything else you want to share about your accident, like in your healing? Were you writing music throughout that process to help you heal, or was it mostly you were like listening to those frequencies, doing the commanding, kind of learning about the power of the subconscious mind? Like how is music? Were you writing?
I'm going to give some reality to people how crazy this is. But when it happened, the accident in 2015, I was writing. I didn't know anything about frequencies. I was in 440 hertz, but I was writing music to help me through that, which I haven't released yet, which I will at some point and can't wait to share more music.
Yeah.
But that was like the first 15. Whoa, math. That was the first 5 years. Okay. And then once 2020 hit, it was like, then all the frequencies started happening. So music has been there to help me to heal. But isn't it funny how it's like, I didn't know that there were specific healing frequencies until much later.
Yeah. And you weren't supposed to know, right? Like your higher self. How'd you?
I love that part.
You know, just work on this part and then we learn this. Isn't it a beautiful journey?
I have to take a deep breath because it really is. And I've been through something in my own personal life in the last 6 months that has been like we were talking earlier about some of the most challenging times we have. Yeah. And it has been, but it's like the unfolding of divine timing. I'm just now seeing it and how all the pain that I've been experiencing has just been divinely guided and a teacher. And now I'm seeing it. I'm like, one of those like, oh, now I see why this painful experience happened or whatever. It's for me. Like, oh my God. Yeah, I love it. It's one of my favorite parts of life.
The pain, or like the seeing that it's for you, like the teacher.
The teacher, the realization. Because to me, it kind of brings comfort to my inner child who's like, why did I have to go through all that pain? And then it's kind of like, because it's all going to make sense later and it won't hurt as much.
Yeah. I remember like during the real throes of my healing journey, like the lowest point of my life, feeling like also empowered, isn't it? Like, and like knowing that this was happening for a reason and that I'm going to come out of it so much stronger, even though it was like pure hell. It was so empowering. And now I feel like I've gotten through at least that portion of it. And it's like, I did that. I did that.
I'm proud of you. I know that could not have been easy. And the fact that you empowered yourself and loved yourself enough to be like, I'm going to go to Colorado. Yeah. I'm going to heal myself. And I think that's an example too, how the universe takes care of us is you followed your most highest aligned path. And then you had unemployment to go do the healing. Yeah. I mean, to me, that's divine alignment and that's beautiful.
Yes. And I feel like Cole, what you just shared has kind of reminded me, because there are people that I meet that don't take action, even when they're suffering or they're sick. And so I feel like what you and I have in common is that we both went on this healing journey and said, we're going to look for real answers. We're going to find real medicine. We're not going to go to big pharma. Or at least that's how I was. Like, I know it doesn't work.
It causes more harm in my experience.
Yes, me too. Yeah. And like we've both found our medicine. Mine has led to ET contact, which I could never have imagined.
Isn't it funny how it's like we could never imagine it? And I can't wait to hear and watch more about your journey on your channel and like everything you do. It's so cool. I did a little channeling years ago, but like I never actually like got to know anything. You know what I mean?
Like any beings.
Correct. Okay. But I feel it. It's something I think about often is I know that I've existed as well in other star systems and you can feel their guidance and it's a very loving feeling.
Yeah. They're so loving. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you said, I think most people listening will understand what clairaudience is. And you've said that you're clairaudient. And so we're just talking about, channeling and receiving messages. So can you say just kind of what clairaudience is for you? And did your clairaudience, like, did you ever get messages about your healing journey, or is it mostly just music? Like what things do you hear?
I love this. It's more than music. Since I was a little kid, like real little, like 2, 3, I would hear melodies and songs and I just thought that was normal. And I would sing.
Isn't everyone hearing this?
Yeah. Everybody doesn't hear this. So that's always been happening to where I say it just drops in. That's how I say it. It's like, I'll just hear it. And then I'll immediately go record it on my phone. Years ago, it was my cassette player, when I was like younger. But the other messages, being clairaudient, I'll sit there and I'll say God, God or universe, and I'll just start talking. Like I'll be alone physically. There'll be no physical human near me.
Yeah.
Like I'll be out in my garage chilling, right? I'm like, okay, God, and I'll just start expressing myself and talking. And then that's when I'll immediately be like, well, it's blah, 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 or it's this or that, or this is what you need to do. The thing is I had to learn that to separate myself between like my ego and what I was receiving, because I didn't know I was receiving anything 5 years ago. I thought that was just my own voice. And that was a big thing that I learned from my mentor, who she's just turned 71 and she's been a medium and intuitive reader for other people. Okay, I don't do that at this point. Yeah. But she's been doing that for like as long as I've been alive. And she taught me like certain things with that and like how it will sound like your own voice.
Yes.
I'm like, oh.
Right?
So yes, I do. Like with my own healing, I would hear, like I was having real difficult issues with hormones and premenstrual dysphoric disorder.
Okay.
And last year I just heard in my own voice, which was very confusing at first,
Yeah.
eat Greek yogurt. And I'm like, what? I'm like, ew, I don't want, ew, I don't want to eat Greek yogurt. And it was like, eat Greek yogurt. And I'm like, and then I look it up and I'm seeing all these people talking about how it's helped their premenstrual dysphoric disorder.
Really?
So even though I did not want to eat that, it looked gross to me. I started eating it and now I'm in love with Greek yogurt. And like now my hormones aren't as out of whack anymore. So they'll tell me certain things like to do.
Yeah.
And yeah, so I'm grateful for that. But I think one of the biggest challenges is finding the self-worth, for me was finding the self-worth and self-love to know that these messages are real, because it was like, I came to a point where, to be honest with you, I realized that I didn't believe I was worthy of being a medium or receiving messages. And it was like, oh my goodness, why don't you think you're worthy? And then there's another rabbit hole of healing, right?
Yes. Yeah, I love what you just shared, and congratulations on listening and feeling worthy enough to hear that and to receive. And I feel
Thank
like
you,
that
friend.
will help. Yeah, that will help so many people, because I know so many people that are like, feel like I'm not psychic, or I can't hear anything, or, how do I connect with my spirit guides? And like my message is always, anyone can, like literally we all can receive, we all can channel, everyone can. But I do feel like the believing it's real and then feeling worthy enough to receive, because it's like, with channeling, so like when I do it, I go into a channeling state and I close my eyes and it comes through. I can also hear things telepathically just in a waking state. So that's kind of been developing. But it's like you can get guidance instantly. You can get, your therapy, your guidance, like, what do I do with this problem? What do I do with my health? Like, we all can open up and receive that information, and it's exactly what you need. It's customized, it's tailored for you. So yeah, channeling and just being able to receive that information clairaudiently is just, it's changed my life. And I do it for other people, but I'm like, ultimately, like, y'all should learn. I started saying y'all since learning to Texas, by the way, since moving to Texas.
That's so awesome. I say it too, even though I'm in St. Louis. I guess I've just been around a lot more country folk.
Yeah, you must have. Yeah, I thought I would never live in Texas. Like, I didn't like country, didn't like, I was really, into the hip hop scene and everything. But now I'm just like, y'all.
And I know you've been to St. Louis, but it's funny how the country and hip hop like blend here.
Blend.
It's crazy.
That's how it was in my hometown. It was like, this kind of little farm town type. There was a city, but a lot of people were farmers too. And there were like all the country people. And then there was like the other students that were just really into gangster rap, right? It was like you were one or the other.
I love it. I like both. So, I'm more of a rap fan, but
yeah,
I dig the old school country. But anyway, we're not talking about country music.
yeah. Yeah. So I love that you, like, your songs just drop in. And I feel like everyone can do that, whatever they're creating. Like for me, sometimes things will just drop in, like, you need to interview that person, and like the idea will just come in, or for a video, it will just come in, and just like starting to really trust that and then bring it into the physical. You're like building that muscle.
Yes, there's so much I want to say about it, but I'm trying to like think how to condense it down in a sentence or two.
No, say as much as you want, Cole.
Well, thank you. It's coming from what you're saying. It's like everything you're saying is freaking gold to me. It's like it's so helpful. Like you have already helped tons of people. You're going to help countless people. Is you're giving people a blueprint. I don't know if it's like, hello, people. She's giving you a blueprint on how to live your best life and connect and heal. Because like you're saying, when you ask for help, it comes. It can come through different people. It can come through a video on social media.
Yeah.
which I know that there's like this whole algorithm that has nothing to do with the universe, but there is an
But
algorithm of the
universe
universe that
will work
it,
with the algorithm,
it can
man-made
work with the
algorithm.
algorithm. Yeah. And it's not always Google doing it or whatever,
Yeah,
whatever.
yeah.
Um, but it's, yeah, like you said, everybody is psychic.
Everyone, yes. It's
But
part
some
of
of
our
us,
amnesia is like we got cut off from this ability to tune in to everything.
yeah, we really did. And the more that we listen, like when I was describing this like challenging stuff I've been going through the last 6 months, I shouldn't even say I've been going through, that's been teaching me.
There you go. Love
The,
that.
right. The
Yeah.
more, even just in the last couple of weeks, I'm like, okay, what do you want to show me with this? What do you want me to do from here? And it's a lot of surrendering, right?
Yes. Oh my God. We're in like major surrender. Yes.
And we're surrendering over, and like I notice there's this constant surrender.
Yeah.
If you surrendered something major today, don't be surprised if you're surrendering again within a few days of something else, because it's,
Yes.
but then it's so freeing and you feel lighter, and it's like detachment, from like us as humans. It's like we want to control outcomes, or we need to know. And I've also tried to be nicer with myself as a side note, because it's like, okay, dude, you've been programmed by society in school
Yes.
to like know how things are going to turn out. Well, you're going to go to school for 6 months, and then after this will happen. But
Yes.
to me, when we live our highest alignment and like connect with our higher self, we don't really know what's going to happen in 6 months.
No, and we're not supposed to.
That's the thing. Now, do you think that they might have infiltrated the system to be the opposite, just so that we don't trust our intuition?
Yes! We
Yeah.
don't trust ourselves. Yeah. I could go on about that a lot too.
Oh, please do. Please do.
Well, it's funny, Cole. So first of all, I can so relate to what you're saying about the surrender and like being put in a position where all you can do is surrender. And that's been happening with my ET contact work. I mean, I'm literally like to share a little bit more about that. I want to like tie in, and then I want to go back to the school system. So make sure I don't forget.
Yes, school system. And I'm not trying to avoid the gender thing, because I could like talk about that all day. Like,
okay. Well, we're going to have a really long episode.
School system. As long as it's okay with you, I am, if I could move my computer and know that things wouldn't get messed up, I'd show you, but is a winter snowstorm pouring down right next to me.
Oh, that's so
I'm here for the next 4 days, Lauren.
You're stuck. We're going to have a 4-day podcast.
We'll take breaks to use the restroom
and eat some food.
Because I gotta eat some food. I'll share it with you too.
Yeah, I wish that we could do that. I'm like, when are we going to be able to just manifest food? There's so many things I see I want to taste. Like, anyway.
Are you a Taurus too? Are you a foodie? I'm a foodie.
Well, I'm a foodie. I'm a Scorpio, but I'm a total foodie.
Oh, well, you can be anything and be a foodie, you know.
Yes. Yeah. I love my food. But yeah, so I could talk about that forever too. But with this surrender, and I mean, my whole path with ET contact, that has been the most major surrender. Like I started channeling the ETs in 2021. I was actually in Colorado, and I was going to a therapist. And again, it was like the lowest point in my life. And I was having my spiritual awakening, and I'd heard about ETs, and I kind of heard like there's a Galactic Federation, and it just caught my attention. I'm like, I think these beings are real. Galactic Federation, like that. I couldn't stop thinking about it. And so I was trying to find a therapist in Denver, and contacted all these therapists, right? No one was getting back to me. It was weird. They all had like active websites, active clientele. Like I reached out to like 4 or 5. And finally, a few weeks later, this therapist, Douglas Pratt, who I've interviewed, so he was my first episode of the Ascension Academy podcast, talking about the Galactic Federation. And he had a quote in his email, and it was from Dr. Stephen Greer, is like this big ET guy.
Yeah.
Heard of Dr. Greer? Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, and it wasn't about ETs. It was something, just very positive and vague, but it was by Dr. Greer. And I was like, I think I can tell Douglas that I think ETs are real, because I really was feeling it. And then I was just like so messed up in my life. And I went to my first consultation. I was like, told him what I've been going through and I'm wanting to do deeper healing. And I'm like, and I think ETs are real.
Yes.
I said that. And I was like, I didn't feel comfortable telling my last therapist, because I'd had a therapist. I was working in Chicago when the pandemic happened, lost my job. And he's like, well, why do you feel comfortable, saying about ETs to me? It's like, you have a Dr. Greer quote in your email. He goes, oh. And then at the end of our consultation, he goes, well, I have good news for you. And I'm like, okay, what's that? And he says, well, and he was like 73 at the time. So he's this very wise old man, therapist, psychotherapist, his whole career. And he goes, well, my work, my goals at this point in my career are twofold. One is to help humans get rid of fear, right? Get rid of fear. And two is to introduce humans to the Galactic Federation. Wow. I said, oh my God.
Wow, that was meant for you.
It was meant for me. And so I started working with him, and we would do like 2 hours a week, and I'd go and we'd do traditional psychotherapy. We'd talk, he'd talk, and then he'd lead me into a channeling state. So he actually taught me how to channel. And I'd go into channeling and like get, like ETs would come through, spirit guides would come through, higher self would come through. And they'd tell me about what I was going through, like why I was going through, all the things the universe had brought that week, like to help me. So it was like week by week, like a play by play.
Oh, wow.
So that was, yeah. And I had been already practicing energy healing. I was doing Reiki at the time. So that kind of started it. And I mean, fast forward, and I'd have to, so I feel like that really started the surrendering when these like galactic beings were coming through. And I was like, is this real? Am I crazy? But I'm going to a therapist. He doesn't think I'm crazy. And I'd be sitting there like, I'm crazy. Well, if I'm crazy, you're crazy too, because he was also talking to them, right?
Yeah, that's the thing, is that was my big thing, was recognizing that I'm psychic or supposed to work with this, and supposed to, it's like, you're like, is this real? And do you feel like that was one of the largest things to overcome, was your own trust that this is real?
Yes. Like every step along the way with ET contact has been that trust and like belief, because you can't go anywhere online. I mean, more stuff is there online nowadays, but at the time, the only thing you could find about Galactic Federation was like, this is, like slamming it, nothing real.
Yes.
Every step along the way, it's been, no one else is doing this. And so I have to validate it with my own trust with Source that this is really happening. Fast forward to present day, like my friend, so I've been working for a couple years with my friend, and we're actually developing like an energetic system for contact. So like,
cool.
Yeah. So like Dr. Greer has his CE5. Some of us joke and call it like CE6, but it's like an actual, basically portaling system, so that you actually open up a portal. And my colleague literally had a woman come through in full physical form in October 2024.
Wow.
And portaled through from the Galactic Federation ship and had first contact. This was at a park in Indiana.
Wow.
So I could like tell you more, or we could talk about it another time, but they literally...
I would love to hear more,
Okay, so yeah. I can't leave you hanging, can I?
Thank you. Oh no, people want to hear this. This is amazing.
Yeah. So so again, it's an energetic system that we're creating, and so it takes it from both sides. So the human has to be there doing their piece, and then the galactic has to be there too. So
okay.
And so so we call it the portal sphere switch, and this is actually, it's like a meditative focus, and you do it with your eyes open. And so you look really weird because you go into a really like a trance and a gaze with your eyes open. And what you're doing is you're creating a sphere, an energetic sphere around yourself. And you're actually changing the frequency within this sphere. And so you're raising up your vibration, and then you lock on with an ET, and then so the eyes actually are the fucking portal. And it took me months to realize this, that we were practicing is literally eyes are a portal. So you have to do it with your eyes open. And it's like how they find you is they lock in on your eyes. And so it's like the GPS marker to actually find where you are in space and what dimension you're in. And then they portal their bodies through. So they're portaling and they're matching the frequency of this sphere. So you're both holding this frequency, and then they can come through. We call it portal sphere switch because it's like a switch you can turn off and on. So, right.
Wow.
So we go outside. This is why I moved to Austin, because there's an area that we've been developing and doing this work.
Incredible.
Yeah.
Wow.
So that's
Absolutely
like,
incredible.
yeah, it's incredible. I feel like it would take forever if I share like in detail what happened. So I'll just say, I mean, I could tell you another time, and I made a video about it, but yeah, my friend was successful that this woman came through the portal, and she was fully physical, like walked past her, like all this stuff happened. And we've been working with her. She's Yael, so it's an ET race, Yaels, and Yaels are actually hybrid, so she's part human. And so
Really?
a lot of, yeah, she's part human. And she was born on the Galactic Federation ship and like basically trained her whole life for this time of open contact because she looks just like us. She looks totally human.
Wow.
But she's not.
So it's like, is her purpose to like help with open contact because she looks more familiar to humans?
Yes. Yeah. So that's a huge piece is like, and even all the ones I work with on this team, they all look human. They all have white skin because it's what I'm most familiar with. Like the ones first look like us. Like she has round ears because a lot of them have pointy ears, but she has round ears. So, I mean, she literally, so I guess I'll share. So my friend,
Yeah.
he was, guided to go to the park, and she was going like every day after we found out how to do this technique, portal sphere. So she was going, and she, she's sitting in the park with her eyes open. I always feel like I'm a weirdo, and I get really self-conscious. So I have a private place that I can do it here where no one can see me. She's doing the technique. She also is very clairvoyant, so she can like see into other dimensions in a way I can't. So that day she saw two cloudy, like about the size of a beach ball clouds form right in front of her, right? So she's sitting in the park, and out in front, about 20 feet away, she sees two beach ball sized clouds. She's like, huh. And then she would hear, because she's working with another ET named Ganthra, who was like training us in this technique. And he would say, just look into this beach ball. Later, I found out those were actually portals opening. And so like Ganthra opened one, he didn't come through. And then Rita, the woman who came through, she actually opened the portal. So my friend was seeing, what are these beach balls? And Gunther says, just keep focusing, you have to keep your gaze. So she's doing this, and she sees this woman, directly in her line of sight, walk very slowly. So right in front of like these beach balls, or right behind the beach balls, just walk really slowly. And so my friend she was still focusing, but she goes, something's weird about this woman. Something was off. She was wearing, she's in the woods. She was wearing like a knee-length plaid skirt, a tucked-in shirt, like tucked-in blouse. She had her hair halfway. And My friend said she looked like she was walking down a hallway. Like she just very like poised. She looked straight forward. She didn't like trip over anything, you know, like how somebody might be going in the woods. She just
Yeah.
walked with so much precision.
Wow.
And so later we found she was letting my friend see her, right? So letting her, presenting herself to be seen. And my friend, you know, just was like, something's weird about this woman. You know, why is she dressed like that? Who is she? What is she doing? She couldn't place it, but she kept focusing. So she finished her technique. So she turned off the portal sphere, you know, time to go back to the car. And she still saw the beach balls there. She's like, that's weird, because she'd finished.
Yeah.
Was this later we found out that's because the portal was still open, because she was about to see this woman again. So
wow.
yeah, so my friend is, you know, walking back on the trail, going towards her truck. And her and this woman are the only one in the woods. So she's going up the trail, and she sees this woman again, and she is this time she was sitting on a log with her back to my friend, but the log was protruding into the trail, and she was like sitting on the part in the trail. And like most people, if you're like taking a little break, you'd sit off of the trail most of the time.
Yeah.
And she was just, so my friend's like, you know, why is she in the trail? She had her back to her, and she said she was, you know, just sitting with perfect posture. She was just sitting by herself, you know, wearing this skirt. And that my friend, you know, was walking up behind her, and then she heard, because she's psychic, don't talk to me. She wanted to say something. But we've learned later that if they had actually made eye contact or talked, that's a whole other level of contact. And my friend wasn't ready for that. So she heard, don't talk to me. So my friend walks around her, you know, because she's wanting to say hi. They're the only ones in the woods. This lady's in the trail. You normally say, you know, hi.
Yes.
Or at least I do. And she saw the woman.
It's awkward when you don't, right?
It's awkward. She saw the woman was looking diagonally down, and that she was gazing too, that she was doing it. And my friend was like, she's gazing? Like somebody else, like she was doing it. She was like, I want to talk to her. All these thoughts came like, she's doing it. Somebody else does this. I want to talk to her about it. But she heard, just keep moving. Don't talk to me. And then so my friend, you know, got in her truck, didn't even think anything about it, you know, just saw this weird lady. And then she got home, and she's like cooking her dinner, got on her exercise bike. And she's like, she couldn't stop thinking about this woman. And later we found out, you know, because she's telepathic, you know, like the ETs are, that she was purposely like pressing herself into my friend's consciousness to get her attention. So all of a sudden my friend couldn't stop thinking about her. She's like, that was really weird. She's like, something was really off. Something was really different. She was like, she didn't dress normal. She didn't walk normal. She's like, I just can't place her. You know, she was gazing, like, she goes, she didn't act like a human. And she goes, oh, I don't think she was human.
It's funny how that hits like that.
It just hit. And my friend called me, and I was busy. She left me the craziest voicemail because, like, we'd been working on contact. She's like, Lauren, I need you to channel right now. And I was so busy, I couldn't call her till the next day.
Oh.
You left me hanging. And I called her, and then she'd already been talking with this woman telepathically. And I'm like, don't tell me what happened. Let me just be a clear channel. And then I started channeling all this stuff. Yes, you did have first contact. This woman works in the Galactic Federation. Her job is to have these first contact experiences. She looks human. And she's been training for this. She was paired with you because she's about the same age. So like middle-aged woman. She looks very like gentle, and she was walking very gently. And my friend is a dancer, so she notices people's body language and how they're moving. So she specifically planned this walk so that it would catch my friend's attention, because she like notices biomechanics. And then she purposefully, sat there to present herself and wanted my friend to see that she was gazing and doing the technique.
Wow.
So we've been working with her ever since, as well as a team, and we're trying to get this. Like, I haven't had it happen to me yet. That's been like a little over a year now. But the goal is to be able to recreate this, and for them to be able to come through, us to be able to come through and like meet up whenever we want to.
That's awesome.
It's badass, right?
It is. And I feel like it's definitely, I'd say it's going to happen. I feel like it's already happening,
Yeah. Yeah.
How
But then,
excited
like,
are you?
I mean, it's amazing. Like, I love it. I'm so excited. But like the trust piece, like, is this real? Is this real?
Yeah, you're going against the grain of everything society lied to about our whole lives.
Everything.
They
Yeah.
really went far out of their way to make us think that extraterrestrials aren't real.
Yeah.
And it's like, dude, we are extraterrestrials.
Yeah.
To other extraterrestrials, right?
I know. Yeah, they're honored to be working with humans, since we're getting ready to rejoin like the galactic community.
Can I ask you, have you ever asked what they think about the amnesia aspect, and how most people don't even realize that how humans think we're the only things in the entire multiverse? Like, do they ever say how they feel about that?
I haven't asked them that question specifically. I comment on it a lot because I'm like, humans think we're like the only things, and we think we know everything, right?
Yeah.
I haven't gotten their opinion. Like, we do talk about the amnesia because, just working with them. Like, I'm really working with them. Like, I talk to them most days. I go do this technique, then we talk about it. But they, it's just like, for me, mostly, having my awakening, and I'm always realizing, like, I'll see stuff like, we're going to get back to the school system. Like, but like,
I hope I'm not keeping you because you don't have a snowstorm.
No. This is perfect. There's like
Cool.
a little bit of rain or sleet, but I'm also staying in all weekend.
Nice. It's going to be relaxing.
It is. I'm looking forward to it. But like, to get to work with people who don't have amnesia is like, whoa, this is what they've experienced, and whose bodies weren't poisoned, the way ours have been.
There are people that exist like this, or are you talking about extraterrestrials?
The ETs.
Okay, I was like, wait, there are humans that have it.
No, with the ETs, right, who didn't get vaccines or have big pharma. They didn't go to our school system. They don't have money in the way we do. Like, they just kind of trade and do what they want. They go where they want. They're always tapped into source. They're telepathic. They have freedom. And it's not to say things are perfect. They have struggles too. They have issues too, but they haven't been programmed and harmed and hurt in the way that we have. They remember all their past lives because they don't have the amnesia. Yeah, one of the ETs, he just like tell me, he's like, yeah, we know all our past lives. He'll just start telling me about, this life when I was this life when I was that. Like, they're born in with that remembering.
Are we the only ones that can't remember? Because that's what I think I heard through Dolores Cannon's work.
Yeah. As far as I know, let me ask them. To this degree.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Wow.
Like we have the lowest frequency and have been programmed the most, have the amnesia the most out of any I don't know if you call it species or race, but like planetary system is Earth. Ever, too. Ever, ever, ever.
Wow.
And like in the past and in the future is what I'm hearing of all time. There's not been another planet that's been fucked with and has this much amnesia to the degree we do as humans.
Wow.
Yeah.
Thank you for bringing that through.
Yeah.
Yes, it's like you got to wonder because it's so extreme.
Yeah. Every single aspect. Once you wake up, right?
Everyone, every single the toilet paper.
Yes. Don't get me started.
Oh, sometimes I just have to be like, this is all temporary and I'm going to enjoy my time here. Because otherwise you're just like, I'm being poisoned from every aspect. And then like, you think you're buying a product that isn't poison. Then you find out it is poison. You're like, whatever, I'm just here temporarily. I can't let this destroy me. I can't let this destroy my soul with anger.
Yeah.
But it gets like that sometimes, doesn't it? Because it's just so wrong on every level.
So hard. Yeah. But then
it doesn't have to be like this.
Right. It doesn't have to be. And we're coming out of it, right? It's clearing. It's basically like Source was like, this has gone far enough and time to come out of these times. And then the ETs are helping with it, drawing us out, going to collaborate with us in different ways. But really, they have so much respect and reverence for what we go through. Like Donyu, Shiprock, who was like, he's like, I want to imagine what it's like just living one day where you're just trying to get through the day. Like that's what like so many of us have been, struggling, just trying to get through the day, whether it's chronic pain or a job you don't want or a relationship or whatever.
Mm-hmm. It's if all of humanity could be in the frequency to take in that message and hear that and receive that kind of validation, I think the world would be a better place.
Yeah.
To know that there is species outside of us, like giving love and empathy. But I know that most of these people, they wouldn't even understand or comprehend because they think we're the only thing that exists.
Nope.
It's like, no, but you're so right with the great awakening of it all. Like, you're so right. Like, so many people are waking up to the fact that there's more than just humans. And the fact that it's been in the mainstream news, that's what really, like, I'm like, okay. Like,
yes.
How did you feel when you first saw there was in the mainstream news? Like, well, I know you're not looking at the mainstream news, but I know you had to have some point seen something. Because that happened with me where it's like they're admitting to the Galactic Federation. I'm like, wait, they're telling the truth for once? Slightly?
Yeah.
Slightly.
Well, I saw that a few years ago. It was an Israeli prime minister, I think, who had just retired. But at the point, you could find him coming out, but then all of the articles were like, this is blasphemy. They were all making fun of him.
Oh, see, I didn't go into, that's terrible.
Okay. Yeah. Cause then I would try to Google it. Everything, I swear, 100%. And, I wasn't really on TikTok yet back then because there would be starseeds, backing it up. But mainstream, every single article was like, he's crazy.
Wow. Well,
yeah.
So they're just the same old that they've always been.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, everybody's in for a big awakening.
Yes. And I guess last thing to tie up this kind of portion, but one thing I've been realizing, so for me it's with ET contact, and I know for you, your path is music and you have different things, on your journey, but coming back to the self-trust is like those of us who are out front. So for me with ET contact, it's been about self-trust, because you can't go find validation outside of yourself. I know you talked about this with your music, but it's like when no one else is giving you that, this is right or this is true, you have to cultivate it from within yourself.
You do. And do you find, because I find that the more you self-validate and you connect with Source, it's like you'll be shown outer validation through synchronicity.
Yes.
And that's, to me, that kind of helps build up. So there's that love there. You know, it's not just, it's like you're not completely in the dark, even though most of the time it feels like you are, because
Yeah.
again, we're trusting things that we were told couldn't be real.
Yeah.
Oh, it couldn't be real that I just saw a portal open up. Well,
Right.
it was.
It was. Yes, that just happened. Here's evidence.
Right. Like, I don't know why it's coming through, but one of my favorite ones that helped me realize that I'm clairvoyant for real is that when my friend's father died, I kept hearing ginger snap cookie over and over again.
Oh.
And that's not something that I normally say. So I'm
Yeah.
like, what is that? So I went and told her, because there was some interesting spiritual stuff going on between me, her, and her dad, to where I was like picking up on him.
Yeah.
But I was in denial of it at that
Yes.
point. I was like, well, turns out that her dad used to call her ginger snap cookie when she was like 5 years old or something. So later on, I was driving and I heard, this is before, okay, excuse me. I heard this message when I was driving right after I received ginger snap cookie and right before I asked her about it. So my higher self was saying, you'll know you're psychic when you hear about ginger snap cookie. And I was like, what are you talking about?
Shit.
And that's what it was. It's like, well, now we've given you full proof.
Here's the evidence.
And
Yeah.
I will admit, I still struggled for years after that. And that's where, again, the whole inner journey of healing comes in, and you realize the reason I was struggling is because I lacked so much self-worth because of trauma. And you just have you start healing it and facing it and loving yourself, then the more the messages come through, because you're trusting yourself more.
Yes.
That's how I feel.
The trust. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. That's beautiful.
Yay. Well, thank you for letting me to share that. My little ginger snap cookie story.
I love that ginger snap cookie, right? And how it's so specific. It's like, you can't be making this up. And that he used to call her that.
Bingo. That's the thing, is I've noticed when they really want to get a message across, they make it so strange and specific. Like some of the synchronicities they've shown me, I'm like, what? Like I have literally, even recently, at like jaw-dropping synchronicity. I'm like,
What's
man.
an example? Do you have an example?
Yeah, like for me, I feel I'll call her my person. Somebody would say soulmate or whatever. I feel her energy. We're not like, I haven't met her, but I feel her energy. And like there's different synchronicities that energy comes through. And one of them is ladybugs.
Oh,
It's real cute. And like just the other day, one of my best friends, she's over on the East Coast. And, you know, it's one of those best friendships where you don't talk much, but when you talk, it's quality time.
Yeah. Like pick up where you left off.
Yeah. Well, it was like that situation. And I don't even know what we're talking about. And mind you, she's an intuitive medium too. So we love talking about this stuff.
Cool.
And somehow ladybugs got brought up. And I started to tell her, I'm like, oh my gosh, that's a synchronicity for me with this energy that I'm feeling. And she's like, Cole, look at this. And she sent me a video, and it was like of her hand. And she was like, just the other day, this ladybug landed on my hand and just started crawling around. And so I'm looking at this video. This is the second friend of mine who just started having ladybugs appear in their reality and then telling me about it. And like one time I was at coffee with another close friend, and I was telling her, I was like, so this ladybug thing's been going on. It's real interesting. And as I'm saying it, we're sitting in like St. Louis City, where it's all concrete. Like there's no real nature around. And I took a photo of it. Right behind her on the pillar of this building is this ladybug crawling up behind her head right after I told her about it. And I was like, oh my God. So that's kind of like, to me, the fun part of life is, it's my ego, I feel like, just said, well, that's the reward for all the pain. And it's like, however you want to look at it, ego.
Yeah, that was beautiful.
Thank you for holding space for that story. I get excited about my ladybug stories.
I love that. I hope you see a lot more ladybugs.
Thank you. One appeared on my money tree once out of nowhere. And it was cool because I'd never seen ladybugs in this house. And it just like appeared. Wow. I was like, hi.
Spirit is speaking to you for sure.
I'm thankful.
Especially on your money tree.
Yeah, you gotta love when synchronicity happens with your money tree. I'll show
I'm
you my
feeling.
favorite crystal.
Oh my God, it's beautiful.
Thank you. It's a Lumerian seed. It's got
Is
the
it
lines.
like a Lumerian clear quartz?
Yes, it's got the lines on the side where people have said that like the Lumerian knowledge, and if you
Yes.
stick your finger on it, it's easier to like download. But
Yes.
this thing is like family to me. It's been with me for almost a decade, and it's gotten me through that healing journey. I love it so much. Thank
Oh,
you for letting me share it with you.
yeah. I also have, well, I wonder, so I do have some Lemurian quartz. Wait, let me show you. I have some crystals right here by my plants.
Yes.
I'll show you. This one isn't like anything in particular, but
Oh,
it looks like yours, like the
it
shape.
does. It's beautiful.
And
Aw,
then this is a Lemurian quartz.
wonderful. It's gorgeous.
Yeah.
Are you Lemurian?
You know, I haven't done a ton of past life regression stuff. I just did like one QHHT
Ooh, yeah.
session, and I went to an Andromedan past life where I was an ET. Right? Makes sense.
Yeah.
So I
Yeah.
don't know. I just haven't like gone into a lot of past lives. Have you? Is that an area you've explored?
Uh, yes, I did QHHT once as well. And I kept, before that, probably 5 years before that, I kept having stuff come in about Lumeria, but I knew it was something because I'd never heard of it and I kept hearing it. And then you look it up
Yep.
and it's something. And I'm like, oh.
Yeah.
And then during QHHT, it was like, felt like a little boy, but it's more
Mhm.
so they didn't, the energies were more blended there. Like there wasn't like, this is male, this is female in Lemuria. So
Really?
that's what was coming up for me, that it was like, it's like I was a little boy, but I wasn't all at the same time. And then I drowned, and I had a thing when I was about 2 years old in this life where I almost drowned. And what was so strange and cool, now we figured it out, me and my mom, it's like I remember that moment of being in this swim class where this teacher was just inappropriate and had these little kids jumping into 10 feet of water when they didn't really know how to tread and like swim.
Yeah.
And it was traumatizing. And I remember being at the bottom of the pool, like using my little hands to try to crawl up the side of the tile and thinking, like, I can't let this happen again. I can't let this happen again. And then I
Wow.
finally crawled my way up to the top, and I looked up and I saw my mom like behind some glass they had with the parents sitting.
Yeah.
And I remember looking at her and thinking, like, I can't do this to her again. I can't die again or let her down again
Oh,
from drowning. And then I fell back down into the pool and had to go through it again. And it was
oh.
terrifying because the water was green in this pool. It was really terrifying. And so, anyway, I lived. And when I got out of there, I didn't talk about it for years, but it led into an intense fear of deep water.
Yeah.
And when I became older, mom and I were talking about it. And when I told the story, I'm like, wait a minute, how did I have all these thoughts at like 2, 3 years old?
Yeah.
And yeah, so when we went into QHHT, I had drowned, and my mother was like my mother in that life.
Oh, it was the same mom. Okay.
I
Cool.
didn't want to make her sad again by drowning. It was coming through that like I had drowned in the middle of the night or something.
Yeah.
So Lumeria has just been so strong for me, but it sounds so sad. But when I think about my like parallel life in Lumeria, it's mainly love. It's like this I feel this
Aw.
like in my heart space. But it does make sense as to why I'm so afraid of like the thought of like don't ask me to get in deep water. It's not happening.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
has happened since that. When I was like, I don't know, preteen, I did get into a lake with a life vest. I
Yeah.
don't know how I did that, but mentally, Lauren, I can't. It's like I love the ocean so much, but I can only go out so far.
Yeah. I
It scares
understand.
the crap out of me.
I understand. I
Thank you,
mean,
friend.
yeah, maybe or maybe it's not in your path to overcome that fear. You know, who knows in
I
this
love that
lifetime.
you said that because is.
It is?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. I went to a medium about 6 years ago, and she's like, I see you swimming in the ocean. And I was like, I'm all, what are you talking about? Me swimming in the ocean. And then when I like talking about my whole journey with like my person's energy, like,
Yeah.
there's ladybugs and such. I had visions and stuff like this person is highly associated. Like she loves the ocean. And like, I'm like, oh my goodness, this person is going to convince me to try to swim in the ocean.
Yeah. You're going to have to, overcome that fear.
I thought that was real special. I was like, wow, that's like not just a partner. That's like union. Like one another calling their own shadows out to face him. I'm like, oh, wow.
Yes. That's so exciting. Well, I'm excited for you to meet her whenever the time is right.
Thank you. Me too. And that was something that I struggled with forever. And it was like, you finally surrender. You're like, it's divine timing is the only way, because any other way is nothing. It's just a waste of precious life's time.
Yeah. Yeah. Source will bring us, everything in divine timing. Yeah.
I would love to, wouldn't you love to go back and talking about schools, like tell your little kid version, like everything you know now about it?
Oh my God. Yeah. Let's kind of circle back to the school really quick, and then let's get back into you and your music.
Whatever's clever.
Okay, cool. Yeah, let's try to like aim for under 3 hours if we can do that. Love that.
We can do it. We can do it. We can do it.
Yeah. So just to circle back to the school thing was like, I just had a download last week that our school system is a prison system. And like, I already knew, like had seen it that way, but I hadn't like really used those words to articulate it. It's a prison system. Then I was thinking how, we get this short little lunch, we get a little bit of like yard time. And I shared this with my friend, and she was like, yeah, and you go to school on a bus, you go to prison on a bus, they bus you there, and then you're locked inside. So anyway,
200%.
That was my share.
That's
no freedom. Yeah.
That's something that I wish more people could see, because I completely agree with you. And that's come through for me too, looking at that situation. It's programming. And also I feel the need to add that the system will go out of the way to make empaths, starseeds, people tapped into their energy feel stupid or feel, I remember they were recently, my higher selves telling me like, you were highly negatively affected when your report card just said failure. It's like, instead of just saying you did not pass this course, they go out of their way to say failure. That's a lot for a 7-year-old to take in.
Yeah.
It's total. Yeah. It's exactly what you said it is. It's set up. It's set up to suppress like the gifts that we're given.
Oh, completely. Our creativity.
The creativity, there's no room for it.
No room.
And
you're either right or you're wrong. And this is what they think is right. Yeah. So we're breaking out of it. I feel like I'm having this total, like part of my ascension has been tapping into my creativity, because I wasn't able to do it in school. I haven't been able to do it in my career. So it's like reconnecting with this piece that has just been suppressed my whole life. And it's almost like orgasmic. If I'm like making art, I'm like, I'm expressing myself, or like tapping into myself, and I haven't in years. So
I love how you're shining through from your heart space as you say that, and I'm sure as you're doing that.
Yeah. Okay, so let's refocus back in, because I want to talk about you, Cole. This has been so fun, but I want to talk about you. We want to talk about your gender and how that's affected your music and kind of what role that has played. And then I really want to spend a little bit of time with I Am the Money.
Oh.
Talk about that song and money too.
All right. Yeah. I am the money. What should we do? Gender first? Is that where we're?
Yeah. I feel like we segue that. And it's interesting because you were just bringing up the Lemurian crystal.
Yes.
And you were saying that in Lemuria. Can you explain a little bit more? Like you said, like, you're born and they don't really label you. Yes.
Yeah, I
Third
like to
eye.
do that.
The new
Sometimes if they're
download.
smaller, I'll put it in my hat, but I don't want to drop
So cool.
this one. Yeah, I did QHHT, and also I've had my own like channeling come through Source, through higher self, about a at this point I'm training myself to say parallel life instead of past life,
Yeah.
but past life is most familiar for people.
Yeah.
That it was like it came through. Oh, I'm a little boy, but well, no, it's like you
Mhm.
would say that in human terms, but
Yeah.
the gender, the masculine and feminine felt balanced in Lemuria is what came through for me,
Okay.
which I feel like that's what I'm experiencing in this life. Although if I was talking in mainstream society terms, I would say I am a transgender male that chose to not physically transition, only socially.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
And it's great to be here
Yeah.
talking about it, because I know, and thank you so much for being so respectful as I expressed to you how, there has been a lot of turmoil with being open and public about it, especially being someone who did not physically transition. Because
Yeah.
a lot of people, they don't say I'm trans. They just say I'm a male or I'm a
Yeah.
female.
Yeah.
So everybody lives so differently with this, what I want to call a gift at this point.
Mm-hmm.
But it is a challenge and a half. And with the music, I guess it was most challenging for me because singing, you're hearing me, you're hearing a female voice, you're seeing me play, and even if I dress in men's clothing,
You can't unhear what you hear.
you can't unhear it, right?
Yeah.
I'm singing from my heart and soul, and I'm like, I'm this dude singing.
Yeah.
A dude sounds like a lady,
Yeah.
like that song.
Yeah.
And I started doing that here in St. Louis in the Midwest in let's see, I turned 21 in 2005.
Okay.
And so it was the early 2000s in the Midwest. There was not only was there not a lot of open-mindedness, there was very loving people along my journey. There was always somebody loving, even if it was one
Always
compared to
at least
20
one.
hateful. Yeah.
Yes.
It was always, I have to focus on the positive there, because I used to be completely negative about this subject. But even if there was a bunch of haters, there was always somebody that
At
was
least
like,
one.
even if they said, I don't understand you, Cole, but I got your back and I love you no matter who you are.
Aw.
I heard that a lot along the way. And I'm like, shoot, today I had a message come through. I think it could be helpful. I think I just lost it, but it has to do with being misunderstood. Like it's okay to be misunderstood. Like being misunderstood can actually be a privilege, because perhaps you're living in such authenticity, which is the highest vibration, that people don't understand you because there's no one else like you. You know what I mean? It's like if everybody is in the mindset of acting like everybody else,
Yeah.
which I don't want to poop on, because I've been that way too with the hive mind, and people want to feel connected to something. But when you start going inward and connecting to source, then you're living in your authenticity. But to be okay with being misunderstood is the biggest thing I could tell myself at 21 years old, starting off singing in those venues and having people call me lady over and over again and not liking it.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, it's okay, but it's been one heck of a journey, man. I would do it over again if I could learn as much as I've learned, but I wouldn't want to.
Yeah. Right. Coming out on the other side, it's like, would I do this again? I'm so empowered, but it's been a hell of a journey.
The empowerment's been so wonderful, and teaching me more about the balance of gender, and that like so many things are possible. I don't want to throw anyone under the bus, but I love to compare my situation to Siamese twins, because that is something that would be really hard to believe, that there are two heads on one person's body.
Mm-hmm.
But people believe it because they can see it with their eyes.
Yes. Yeah.
Is it not? Is it really that unbelievable that my brain, quite literally, my brain is wired that of a biological heterosexual male?
Yeah.
But it's developed in a female body. it's like, the more I think about it, I'm like, that is totally something nature would do.
Yeah.
Nature is
When you say it like
mysterious.
that so clearly,
It's
like,
mysterious.
yeah, yeah.
And I feel like that's what nature's done, because even though I could tell you now at 41 years old, even though I feel like I'm 27, that like it, it, it doesn't technically matter, like all these labels, but at the end of the day, if you know who you are, like that's the most important thing. Even though I feel the balance of feminine and masculine now, because I've worked with my chakras and I'm working with balance, at the end of the day, I know that I'm a male in a female body. It's like, how do you know that you're a male, or how do you know you're a female? You just know.
Just
Like,
know.
even if I would ask people, please don't look down between your legs. Don't feel your chest. Just feel into your knowingness. You
Yeah.
probably just know.
You just know.
Yeah, and I think a lot with trans people want to say trans or two-spirited. You just know. And you can't, there is no proof, kind of like our trust with
Yeah.
communicating with ETs or with our higher self. It's
Yeah.
just that trust. So it's also helped me build a lot of that trust.
My God, Cole, that was so fucking powerful.
Oh, thank you. I got to be honest. I just adore your energy, and it feels like calm, like kindred spirit, and it makes it a lot easier to speak. So thank you for inviting me today and allowing me to be on your platform. And thank you for being a friend. Oh, I don't want to get any copyright kind of stuff.
Oh, canceled. No.
Cancel. Yeah, our energies.
Yeah, anything that could make it. Yeah,
It's gonna be okay. It's already done.
Yeah, already done before it even happened.
Yeah, it never even happened.
Yeah, what are you talking about?
I have no idea. Look at this crystal.
What just happened?
But anyway, it has been wrapped up into the music because of having to present myself physically, or even if I was just a recording artist, people would still hear my voice and be like, "That's a girl," and I'd be like, "I'm not."
Yeah. Yeah. So many things I want to ask you, and also just point out when you just said it's okay to be misunderstood. Like, it makes me want to cry, and I got chills when you said it the first time. Like,
I want to
feel
thank
like-
God for giving me that message today, because that came through when I was eating breakfast. And I think that was for us. Like, it doesn't feel like it was me. Like, it didn't come from my ego. I'm like, I'm grateful. So thank you, God, because that helped me today, because that hurts.
Yeah.
That's been one of the most painful part of the whole journey, Lauren, is feeling misunderstood by everybody. Like, I don't fit in anywhere. Like, God, man, where's my home planet?
Right. Exactly.
That's painful and I know there's a lot of people that experience it, whether you're, whoever you are. People feel misunderstood and it hurts, but yeah, we don't have to hurt anymore, because being misunderstood could actually be a privilege.
Yeah.
It's such complete authenticity. You are living in your authenticity, in your highest version that you're called here to be, to help people.
Yes.
You don't even have to talk to people to help them. Just vibrate in your own authenticity, and it's a ripple effect. Even if you're a hermit and you don't want to talk to people, that's okay. You're still helping them.
You're
by
still
being
helping.
you. Yeah, I want to make that clear. It's like, I don't want people to be like, I'm not talking to people. I don't like to. It's like, you don't have to.
Just that vibration.
Yeah, living in your authenticity, being true to yourself and loving yourself, even if people think you're weird or you're crazy, because that was something people looked at me like I'm insane. Of course, because I'm going around in the year 2007 saying, the main thing was I said transgender, because that's what the term I'd heard when I looked it up.
Yeah.
Nobody knew what that was in St. Louis in the early 2000s.
Really?
A lot of times people would be like, so you're a lesbian? And I'd be like, no, they're completely different happenings. So yeah, it was like people didn't even know what it was. And now it's become so political that it just feels so harsh to me, like people having all their opinions. And here I am sitting thinking, man, I've been experiencing this personally since 1988 as a little like 3-year-old, being aware I'm in the wrong line. When they put me into preschool, that was like, why are they putting me in with the girls?
Oh, okay.
I'm a boy. And I'm saying this in my head. And I asked my mom recently, I'm like, I really didn't say anything. Nope. I kept it a secret because I was so scared.
Yeah.
I had heard bad things about gay people within my religious environment, like people in the church hearing it in passing or at a religious school as a real young kid. So I was scared to say anything. And
Of course.
it's like, I've been hearing about this since I was a child. So now hearing all these opinions and political opinions and all this stuff, to me, it's just like, this is so foolish. These people have no idea that there are human beings that are born where their brain feels and operates opposite than their body. And it doesn't have to be this terrible bad thing. It could be honored, like the indigenous people of North America and my Cherokee ancestors honor people that are like this, because what a beautiful experience. I'm experiencing what it's like to be a man and a woman at the same time. What?
It's incredible. I know. I mean, it blows my mind, since I can't imagine, like I just can't imagine it. Like, what would that be like? What would that, like, I'm not like necessarily asking, but just like
my eyes, I'm like
around it.
Right. Well, it reminded me of what was the ET's name? I'm sorry, I can't remember who you talked with.
Don Shiprock.
Yes, how they were expressing like it's hard for them to imagine getting through one day as a human.
Couldn't imagine without the lived experience of it.
Yeah. Oh, sorry, just shook my computer.
No, you're good.
Yeah.
Well,
thank you for letting me share.
Yeah, Cole, I have a lot of questions, and I feel like, I mean, I'm sure if I had met you, way back then, it would have been very different for you to talk about. And I just feel like you're so integrated and grounded and like healthy with the way that you present this, and so comfortable and so confident in yourself that it's really inspiring to see this. And I can't even imagine what that journey is like, and like having all that fear, and like knowing you're a boy, but you're being
Your words are like the biggest hug to all the versions of myself. And I'm sorry, I think I interrupted you again.
No, let's flow.
Always working on that, probably for the rest of my life.
Yeah.
But I just get so excited. Seriously, thank you for that giant hug. It's I say that because I was the opposite for like the first chunk of life, and became very angry and became an alcoholic from ages 19 to 27.
Yeah.
And just found the light, so to say. Like, I just kept focusing on, I felt light come in, and I feel like it was an opportunity from source to be like, do you want to step out of this? And thankfully, I just kept feeling called, even in the depths of alcoholism, to be like, I got to follow this. So I did. And it's like, I'm grateful to be here, because I was in such a low frequency and angry, negative about being transgender.
Yeah.
So when I started to be more positive, of course it got better. But I do have to say that for the longest time, I kind of got into the stuff that I don't care for now, which is the extreme politicalness of it.
Yeah.
Like, I myself was out there like, support trans people. And it's like, I'm totally all about supporting trans people.
Yeah.
But it just, I don't know how to put it into words, but there's certain political aspects and it's just too much hive mind for me.
Yeah.
It's too much. We're all going to think and do the same thing. And I'm like, I don't agree with what everybody's doing here. I need to be just myself and be my own energy. And of course I support people that are trans. If you're trans, heck yeah, I'm trans. I get it. But I don't even like really putting labels on it at this point. I'd rather say two-spirited, because my ancestors are Cherokee.
Yeah.
Like my 6 great grandparents and 4 generations back are all Cherokee. And they also, what's cool is I come to find that not only did they respect people like that, but they also held them in high regard as like medicine people.
I heard that.
I'm like, okay, but that's crazy, because I'm a medicine person now.
You are.
Right? So it's like, oh my God, the amount of honor I feel being in this lifetime, even though I'm not like, I can't go, and I wouldn't go say, oh, I'm Cherokee. I just said my great grandparents.
Yes.
I feel like I'm I'm here to carry the torch of like, hey, everybody, you can be yourself. You don't have to be a certain way. You don't have to, I was told you have to do it this way or you have to transition. It's like, if you don't want to transition, you don't have to. Some people can't afford it. Some people just can't, their body can't handle it for whatever reason. Maybe they're allergic to something like some chemical in the hormones that get injected. I don't know. I intuitively was told to not physically transition. And it was mainly because I didn't want to change my voice.
I was wondering, I was going to ask what the main reason was for you not to transition.
I love that
And then,
question.
yeah, I also wanted to ask about your voice too. So it's interesting you brought that up.
Oh, see, we're being telepathic again.
Yes.
I love it. I love that. Oh man, that was the biggest thing for me I was 19. No, wait, I'm sorry, 20. I was 20 years old. It was 2004 and I was in St. Louis and long story short, a friend of mine, her mom's friend hung out with all these actors and actresses in St. Louis, like doing shows. So she was around the LGBTQ community through a lot of the, there's so much LGBTQ community in creative places, of course. Very just like the drama and the theater. So she's there and she's learning about things we've never heard of in the early 2000s, especially being raised like Christian and like in specific belief systems. So she says behind my back, I think Cole might be transgender. So my friend comes to me one day and goes, please look this up. And I said, can you just tell me? And she goes, you need to go look it up on your own. And I'm glad she did, of course. She knew I needed to be alone because I broke down in tears. So it's 2004. And I'm somebody who's been on the internet like 12 times. Like I don't get on the internet.
Okay. Yeah.
I don't really know what I'm doing.
Yeah.
I go in there and I type in transgender and I actually, Lauren, I found, like I printed it out back then. I found it recently in my stuff.
Oh, wow.
I have the printout and I got to say, I just don't agree with it at this point. And I'd love to, and I have tried to channel back and talk to myself from this version and tell myself it's going to be okay because the information was negative, more so, not like we hate trans people, but more so, like this is a curse type deal. This is a terrible thing to live with and you're in the wrong body and blah, blah, blah. And it's like
so negative.
Coming from now, I'd say to myself back then, it feels like you're in the wrong body, but you can choose to honor your body how you feel. So if you want to transition into a male, that's okay. But if you feel you want to honor yourself as a male while in a female body, do not let society tell you elsewise. I don't care if everybody around you tells you.
I've never heard that message. Everyone's telling you to get the surgery. Like, I feel like that's the main message nowadays.
It is. And unfortunately, when I give my message, sometimes people try to misconstrue my words and be like, yeah, no surgery. And I'm like, no, I never said that because it saves people's lives. Because that's why I became an alcoholic. Because it's like, I wasn't going to take my life, but I was drinking to the point of blackout to where I almost died countless times. Yeah. Because I couldn't handle being in a body that didn't match my brain. And it's still hard every single day. I'm not going to lie. It's still, sometimes I cry or I get angry because it's like I live in opposite world, but I've gotten so used to opposite world too, being clairvoyant as well. Cause now, it's like, we're talking to ETs, we're talking to, and that's not what mainstream does. So we feel like we live in opposite world. I'm like, oh yeah, my higher self told me this today. People are like, what? So we would never talk about it. It's kind of the same thing with like, oh yeah, I'm a man in a woman's body. It's like, okay, I came here to be misunderstood. And it's funny when I looked at my astrology and started learning a little bit about that. That is like one of like my life's theme is to put myself out there and help other people who feel misunderstood. And through my life experiences of the last like 20 years, because I've basically been out as a trans person for 20 years, 22 years. Because I'm here to tell everybody, it's okay to live however you feel. And if you feel the need to not transition for whatever reason, for me, I didn't want to change my singing voice. Yeah. But it was also like my intuition just kept saying, don't do that, don't do that. At this point, I would choose not to because I am not a fan of Big Pharma and I would not want to have anything to do with Big Pharma. I'm the person over here doing stuff our great grandparents would have done, putting honey and onion in
Yes.
jars, making
Yes.
syrup for
Me
colds.
too.
So I just don't want to do that. And plus, like, I've already had to deal with surgery after that accident. It's like, I don't want to have to do surgery, but I do think that people should absolutely be able as adults to
choose. Yeah.
The people that say people can't choose, I'm like, in my humble opinion, you're going to have to come back here and be trans and know what it's like to go through that struggle. The people that make it like some agenda of theirs to get online and hate trans people or tell them this, it's like, oh, please stop for your own sake, because this is a very hard life path, is having your body opposite of your brain, because it affects everything. It affects your love life, your sexual life. Things are strange. Things don't match. You're like, what do I do with this situation? It's all very strange. But the hardest part was going out there. They're telling me to live in my authenticity as a singer-songwriter, and I'm just trying to be me. And then, it's the lady in guy's clothes. I'm like, man, can I just be the guy that shows up and play? Nope.
Yeah.
Nope. I have to be some persona that everyone makes up that I don't identify with at all. And that's the challenge. But rise above, because it's like, when people like you can see me. I know you can see me.
I do. Yeah.
You can see me for who I am. So that's what's cool, is all these years later, I'd say to people too on this journey, if you're trans, the more you live in your authenticity and respect yourself and love yourself and hold healthy boundaries, you will align with more people, such as I have with Lauren, that will make you feel comfortable in your own skin, because you're seeing me for who I am, despite my body looking opposite of what's inside my body, the energy inside.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much for saying that, Cole, and that you feel that with me. Yeah. Thank you.
I appreciate it. I hold my heart a lot in this podcast, because the energy is so awesome. Yay!
Yay! Let's see, where do I want to start with that? I guess the first thing I'll say is, like you said, Cole, because no one else, nothing outside of yourself was affirming this for you. Like, you couldn't get any validation about what you were feeling and who you are. And so you, especially being an artist and going up and then singing and having a female voice, you had to create that from within. So when we're talking about self-trust, that you've had to, with everything, I mean, on top of what's going on the planet that we were talking about, the amnesia, the matrix, the poison, the school system, you have this other level of being a man in a woman's body, and not being able to find any information or validation or anything outside of yourself, of like, what is going on? Who am I? And you've had to build it from within, your belief in self and love and trust, through this surrender and building it yourself. And like you're saying, now the outside world will eventually mirror that back to you once you create it from within. So I'm so happy to hear you're saying that, like, as a message that will happen,
I want people to know that it will, that they don't have to suffer, because so much of it's mental imprisonment, that I didn't understand that when I was younger.
Their own consciousness.
Because I started to believe the narrative, I'm trapped in the wrong body. My belief system at this point is that we choose, like this is a soul contract.
Yes.
So when I looked at it from that perspective, of course, my frequency shifted into more of a loving, I can start to accept myself now. Yeah. I get sad when I see people feel like they have to follow some certain narrative to find happiness. I understand people will feel happier if they have top surgery or they start hormones. And I respect that. But a lot of my friends, so I have a few friends that are transgender males that have done the surgeries and are on hormones, and you wouldn't know that they were born female.
Yeah.
And thankfully, and we've talked about this, they can see how a lot of the mainstream world is not talking about the fact that you have to do the work within when you're trans, because
They're
they
not
really
talking
sell
about
the
that.
outside of it.
They sell the outside. Yeah.
Got to do both. Well,
Yeah.
when I
Or
say both,
at
it's
least
like,
the internal, since you said
yeah,
like you didn't choose to transition physically, but you're doing
right. If I'd
internal.
say both for me, I would mean the inner work and also me living in my authenticity of saying, hey, I'm a man in a woman's body, even though
Yeah.
you are seeing a woman speak to you right now. And even say that, I'm like, I'm not a lady. This is so weird, dude.
Yeah. Well, it's funny, Cole, because it's funny because when I met you, I saw your pronouns on your where was it? Maybe on your Spotify or something. And I think it said they, them. I don't know if it said he, they, or they,
It probably
them.
said he, they.
He,
I
they.
didn't use they for the longest time. It was always he. And more recently, I
Oh,
added they, and it was more so after tapping in with my Cherokee ancestors, honestly.
oh, okay. I was
Yeah.
wondering.
That and
Yeah.
like doing that, and like when I also want to throw it out there. If you're struggling with being trans, it can help to do a lot of extra work in the sacral chakra, because we have a lot of
Oh,
trauma with our, parts down there. And when
yeah.
I did that, it helped me to open up feminine energy I had been suppressing. So
Wow.
between connecting with my Cherokee ancestors and also doing and in the root chakra, like all
Yes.
the three lower chakras, but
Lower
specifically the
chakras.
sacral, helped with allowing myself to embrace the feminine energy I'd been suppressing,
I
but
see.
sitting in my own knowing and validation is like, hey, you're still a guy in a girl's body.
Yeah.
Like it's okay.
Yeah.
That is where I have found the most peace. Oh my
Oh my God.
God.
I feel like that must be what I'm feeling from you, Cole, where I say you feel so at peace and so integrated.
Yes, thank
I'm
you.
just connecting that now because you're a man in a woman's body, and it sounds like you've integrated or at least opened up and allowed your feminine energy through too. Because
Yes,
even a man in a man's body has feminine energy too. And like
uh-huh.
I have masculine energy. Yeah.
Absolutely. And that's something that when I was younger, I bought into the whole toxic masculinity, toxic femininity. Like, men do this, women do that.
Yeah. It's such bullshit. It's like telling us there's only one way to do things.
It's really silly and
Part
it's
of the
limiting.
programming.
It's
So
so
limiting.
limiting.
So limiting. It's like binary. It's like they say you can only do this or this. It's 0 or 1, black or white. No,
No.
the universe is a spectrum. Like literally everything is a spectrum of
Right.
energy. And it's not just one thing or the other. Yeah.
Absolutely. And there's so much peace in that, isn't there?
Yeah. Yeah,
We're
Cole, when
not
I see you, I just feel, and I know you say, you still have days where you wake up and you're angry or whatever, like, whatever it is, we all
yeah.
do, of course, but I
We
just,
all are still like experiencing being human.
and even the ETs who, they're in like higher frequencies, they still have their emotions and, frustration and anger, like they go through that too, just at a different, like higher, lighter frequency. But Cole, I just see you so at peace. Like, I feel like you just emanate peace with who
I'm
you
glad.
are.
I'm
And
so
it's
glad. Like
magnetic,
that is the freaking highest honor, Lauren,
really.
because I told you how I was such the opposite and
Yeah.
when I was younger, very defensive, very angry.
Yeah.
And so for you to say that means a lot, because when you're doing that inner work and no one's around to validate it, but then years later somebody's like, wow, it's like, oh my God, I really did that. Good job,
You
me. Like
did. Yeah.
I am proud of myself,
You
but
did
I
it.
am also very thankful for people such as you along the way. That, like I was saying earlier, there was always somebody that was supportive, even if it was smaller number than the people that weren't. And
There's at least
that's
one.
all that mattered. Those people always felt like they had the light shining through them, and the
Yeah.
other people usually just, especially looking back now, they were vibrating in the frequency of anger, like very harsh anger.
Yeah.
People in bathrooms, when I did look more masculine, and I, for the
Yeah.
most of my adult life, had short hair and tried to pass
Okay.
as a guy.
Gotcha. Okay.
So sometimes people would scream at me in the bathroom and say terrible things, and it was really scary. So when people talk about all this, they want to talk about the bathroom and give all their opinions. I'm like, I really don't want to hear any of your people's opinions until you've lived what it's like to have that be you. That's one of the biggest things I've noticed with society is everybody wants to talk about whatever they distract you with next.
Yeah.
And trans is a big thing that they like to distract with. And can I say something on here that would be considered conspiracy?
Yeah. Yes, Cole. Absolutely. This is a place where you can say anything.
Okay. Thank you. Because something came through more recently.
Okay.
And it's a little like darker, but I hope like it helps. And
Let's hear it.
thank you. So I noticed that when I came out in 2004 as a trans person, that it was right when they started using that word instead of transsexual. And so the word transgender, I pretty sure has not been around for as long as you'd think, although they'd make you think that, it's always been around.
Okay.
I'm not positive, but I noticed that. So to me, I'm like, is this word only about 23 years old or so? Well, there's this conspiracy theory board game or something, card game that came out in the 90s. And you might have seen it where it's got stuff about, quarantine and stuff with the New World Order Illuminati type vibe, like stuff they're going to do.
Yeah.
It's made in the 90s. Oh, yeah, certain airplanes and buildings and all sorts of stuff. It was made in the 90s, and it has all these different cards, and it's stuff that happened later. And I'm like, okay, well, I'm not stupid. Like, and I'm sure people watching this, I don't have to explain. People know, they've been down these rabbit holes. Yeah. They understand where I'm coming from. One of the cards had, it depicted like what looked like two politicians or guys in suits. And like, I think they had like nooses, like they weren't hanging, but like, displaying like they're going to be hung for what they say type vibe. And they're like holding up signs and stuff, saying stuff about pronouns and don't yell at me because of my pronouns. And I'm like, okay, this is the message. Yeah. So they infiltrated the system and they like created this movement that you would think would be helpful for trans people. Yeah. But there's like this certain parts, there's this dark, sinister energy I feel. And if I'm seeing these cards in the 90s displaying politicians arguing about pronouns, but as a trans person who came out in 2004, nobody asked me what my pronouns were until like maybe 2015, 16, 17. Nobody talked about it because it like didn't really exist. It did not exist. Trust me. People didn't, like I said, in the early 2000s, people didn't even know what it was. They were like, so you're a lesbian? I'm like, no, that's a different thing than being trans. So I feel that somehow in the media, because it was in this game, that the idea of respect my pronouns, getting angry, I feel like it was infiltrated to divide people. Yeah. Because on a more spiritual level, it's like, okay, I have to understand that even though I'm a male in a female body, I have to understand that most people operate their life off face value and what they see is what they get. I don't expect people to even, some people to be even able to understand what it is to be transgender.
Yeah, of course.
So that's been something where it's like in the last 5 years where I stepped out of that more political space was like, Cole, you don't need anyone in the outside world to validate that you're a man, because guess what? You're never going to get full validation, because whether you're trans or not, nobody ever gets full validation from the outer world.
Yeah, no one. Yeah.
So that was a big message, was like, it's cool to say, because like you're calling me he, and I prefer to be, I'm not going to lie. When people started to call me he, I felt like I could finally breathe for the first time in my life. I do not like being called she, and a lot of times it happens, especially on TikTok, but I'm not correcting people because I feel like it would just be too much. It happens too often.
You'd have to, you'd be constantly correcting people.
And I felt called to take my pronouns off my profile, like on TikTok, social media.
Yeah.
Because I've noticed over the years that for some people, a lot of people, even me sometimes, it's like sometimes when that happens, it is coming from more of a political space, or all of a sudden you're this political party. I am of no political party. I'm just my soul
Yeah.
in a meat suit.
Yeah. I'm just here.
So that's why, especially connecting with two spirited, like my Cherokee
That feels
ancestors,
so right for you, Cole.
it feels like home, and I love it. You know, I'm so
Yeah.
thankful. But I wasn't going to put that in my bio because I don't want to be disrespectful to Cherokee, because I'm obviously not Cherokee, and some people abuse that and try to claim free stuff. And I'm like, oh no, I'm just honored to know I got to, because of, what is it? Ancestry.com or whatever.
Oh yeah.
I got to see names. I got to see the cities that they came from, like they were in.
Wow.
So like to be able to know that, that's all I was excited about. I'm not trying to get a free scholarship.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. I'm Cherokee. Give me a full ride.
Right.
Ancestor, all the way back.
Yeah. It's like, how many generations was that? But, oh, well, maybe 6.
Wow. Cole. Okay. A few things I want to say, and thank you for being open and trusting me to share all of this.
Thank you for allowing me to be my goofy, happy self.
Yeah. Yeah. So I want to say, so I want to share a few things, and then maybe we can wrap this up and move to I Am the Money, because I want to talk a little bit about money before we close, because I feel like that's really important too, and I love that song.
I'm glad you do, but let's do it. Let's do it.
Let's do it. So, okay. So first of all, to me, so since I'm a channel and psychic, I'm always, and just it's an intention of mine is always to speak truth. And so I'm always finding the words that to me have the most accurate vibration, that feel true the most. And so one, like the word trans doesn't even, like, it doesn't feel right. Like I don't know, it doesn't feel vibrationally correct, like trans. Like I feel like there's a better word. And when you say two-spirited, I'm like, oh yeah. I'm like, yes, that is it. Yes. And then also, so, I saw your pronouns were he, they. And then because I'm psychic, I'm like, this energy, Cole's energy feels like a male. I'm like, I can just feel you. I'm like, this is a man. Like he to me felt more than the they, but it feels like the he feels really accurate, and the two-spirited. And, fuck whatever other words, that people have come up with politically.
Wow. What a privilege to be able to be seen. Thank you. Because, I wasn't around other psychics for most of my life.
Yeah.
So it's so cool that I know you're being honest. You're not just like saying, because some people just say stuff and I know they're lying, and I'm like, okay.
Yeah. So I feel that you're male. Like I can feel it, Cole. And I feel like I'm supposed to say, you've said, it's like your brain, you have like the male brain, but it's like your soul, it's like more than your brain.
My soul has taken on some pretty masculine roles in like parallel lives. Like, okay. So I just think it's kind of funny. I'm like, I don't know what's up with that. Like, I haven't gotten the answer to why. But you are not the only one who's been like, I'm like, yeah, I just want to go back in time. And, we can through meditation. And I do. And I hug my child self all the time. And I say, you're a boy and it's okay. Yeah. Because there was so much trauma with thinking that I was one. But then everyone's like, no, you're a girl. I'm like, well, no, I really think I'm a guy. Yes. It's like, well, you are. Congratulations. You are. It's a boy. I should buy myself a balloon.
Oh my God.
Man, I should pay you for having me on this podcast, because this has been a healing session for me. I've experienced a lot of healing just talking to you. Thank you.
Thank you for saying that, Cole. You could do like a whole bunch of blue balloons.
I'm gonna go get the blue. I'll send you a picture of me. Like, look at I had a what do they call, like a baby shower for myself.
For yourself,
a man shower.
Going back in time.
Yeah,
with your inner child, like your inner baby or something.
I love him. Him and I have been trying to get closer recently because I didn't realize how much I was ignoring him because it was a lot of trauma.
Oh yeah.
He had to take on a lot. I guess the hardest part was not knowing that people like me exist.
Right. Yeah.
So that's why I actually got into the movement actually at first, like the whole like trans people. But like you were saying, the word transgender now there's something, it just feels
off. It doesn't feel right. It's not totally accurate. Like
right.
It's not accurate. Like the two spirited just vibrationally feels more correct, and it feels more honoring and like whole, right?
Whole is the perfect word for that.
Whole.
My angels and guides have been telling me that even though this has been really challenging, is one of the greatest lessons to learn with this is what it feels like to have that wholeness of masculine and feminine simultaneously.
See, how many people can say that too?
And that's such a gift and honor. And isn't it funny? That's what's so weird is how society has taken that, twisted it, and made it into a terrible thing. No, it can be this beautiful experience. And what's even crazier is I can feel it in my solar plexus right now. I've been able to experience it all while somehow still feeling like a heterosexual male inside of a female body. That's where it gets, the layers go so deep where it's weird because like it gets so strange to where like you literally, like when I go to feel like my own body through my mind space, like, you know, you say, oh, what do your toes feel like? Wiggle your toes. When I go around my body, I'm like, whoa, this body, really, seriously, it does not match my brain. Like, but it's mine somehow.
But it's still yours.
It's so weird. But when you learn to love your body, I've cried so much happy tears, like coming in, like, because I was tethered outside of my body most of my life and didn't realize it till like 2020. When we all realized a lot of stuff. And when I started doing the meditation work with the 3 lower chakras, especially the sacral.
And it brings your energies back into your body.
Yeah. And it feels amazing.
Yes, and I'm so excited for your new song that you just made with that chakra.
Yes. I Am the Money is in 432 hertz.
Okay.
I'm so glad that you love it. So that one was channeled to where, I think I mentioned it earlier, but I Am Grateful was doing well. So I'm like, this is amazing. I want to bring something through.
Well, can I play a little clip of I Am the Money?
Hey, I'm kind of a ham bone if you can't tell. So yeah, sure.
Okay. So for the audience, guys, we're going to do a little clip of I Am the Money, which by the way, came out on my motherfucking birthday.
Yes, it was meant to be.
It was meant to be.
That's how like we connected, right? I got excited because it was your birthday.
Yes. And I had posted, oh my God, a song and a money song. And I've been working on money. And I was just like kind of secretly hoping that I didn't like post anywhere. Like, I really hope Cole makes a money song, but I didn't post that.
Okay. What happened? Real quick, I got to tell you, this is so cool.
What?
Better Call Paul.
Okay. Better call Paul. What happened?
Paul is the reason because I had just channeled through I Am the Money and Healthy Wealthy. I wrote them at the same time.
Oh, okay.
So I went to Paul and I was like, oh, let's do Healthy Wealthy, you know? And he was like, no, I want to do I Am the Money first. It's faster. I like this one. And I was like, okay, if you're feeling it, let's do it. So he is the reason at last minute that we chose to do that one before Healthy Wealthy that we put out later in December. So yay, it was totally meant to be.
Yeah, and then that's how we connected because I was waiting for your song to drop and it didn't. So you're like, can I email you this song? So I got your email and then your energy was so great. I was like,
oh, thank you.
I came in, I'm like, I wonder if you'd do a podcast.
And when you were telling me you were into Galactic Federation, I'm like, oh my gosh, my people, like, this is so cool. It's like, I don't get to talk to many people such as yourself. And it's so wonderful. It is so wonderful. It's like, you know, I talk to a lot of like people in the music industry and a lot of them are spiritual, but it's rare that I get to find a kindred, like ET type soul.
Thank you so much. Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay.
Let's do it. I Am the Money.
100%. Okay. Turn on my little speaker. Let's see.
connected to. Lauren's next with her too.
Right, we are here
There we go.
to subconscious mind for the utmost wealth.
And health. Let's
Let's
go.
go.
I am the money. I am the money.
I am the money.
I am the money. I am the money. And the
Yeah, the
money.
money is me. Yes, yes, yes.
Said,
yes.
I am the money, and the money,
Money
is
is
me.
me.
Open up my heart, and
I give and I receive.
Money
Money
be
be
flowing
flowing
like
like
leaves
leaves
on
on
trees,
trees, and even when the leaves, the money's flowing back to me.
Said,
Singing, I am the money.
I am the money.
Why am I so wealthy?
Why am I so wealthy? I'm so wealthy and free. Money's
Money's
always
flowing so easily to me. Yeah. Yes. Man, I'm so glad you dig this.
Okay.
Ah, yay. I love like
Yay.
when you're telling me that like you really love the song. I love hearing which ones out of the 3 so far people like the most. So that's cool.
Cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm so excited for the whole EP because I feel like with 5, I don't know, it's just like a good number. There's going to be this flow and this like full package with all 5.
I'm glad you feel that way. That is what we're aiming for.
Yes.
And it's going to be fun to figure out what order to put them in. I'm just going to like go with intuition, of course.
Yeah.
But we just recorded the next new one yesterday.
Yay.
And I want to leak out a surprise that because we didn't know this until yesterday.
Yeah.
That it ended up being a blues shuffle.
What is blues shuffle?
I didn't know until yesterday when Paul told me. I knew it was a shuffle, but he's like, "Oh, this is not blues rock. This is blues shuffle." I'm like, "Oh, okay, cool." So it's like, like it's like more of this kind of beat going on, and I'm just real stoked for it. It is going to be like an antidepressant in song form. Although I'm not going to say something like that on TikTok because I'd probably get shadow banned hardcore.
Yeah.
Talking about, but I joke that it is. It's like, this is your
You should be able to say that, Cole.
You should.
Not worry about censorship. Do you feel like TikTok is censored?
Really glad you asked, Lauren. In the last 7 days, today is, whenever someone's watching this, today is January 24th, 2026. In the last 7 days, I've had the hardest time getting my own copyrighted music up on there. They've been slapping my wrist. They keep telling me that I'm breaking rules, but
taking someone's copyright. Yeah.
I will say this, when it comes to like healing and all this and that, I changed up my words on one of my videos the other day. And I said, sing health into your life or your body. Sing health. That's all I said. I didn't say this will heal you.
Oh, okay.
I just said, sing. I got a community. You have violated our guidelines because I said, sing health into your body. This is what we're dealing with these platforms.
My God.
So it's like, I'm grateful. I have a website, coleadamsmusic.com. Thanks everybody. But
yeah,
like
no censorship. I've been hearing a lot of people have to do that and make their own websites. I'm wondering if I'm going to have to do the same thing because I know YouTube is censored.
YouTube, I feel the different underlining energies of these different platforms. Can't you feel too that they're different too?
They're different. Yeah, they're all
very weird.
Yeah.
YouTube. I don't feel like YouTube likes me, and not because I don't have a lot of likes or anything. It's just certain things I've said or did. Mm-hmm. It's like boom, or like it's just weird. It's very well, and low views, but
yeah,
it's just this energy. You can feel it. So TikTok. It used to be different in like 21, 22.
Okay.
But after that, they took down my song, The Great Awakening, So Wake Up. And they told me I broke community guidelines because of the term, The Great Awakening. Think about this, y'all.
Oh my God.
I had like 500 followers at the time. They shut down my song to where even though I paid to have it put up there through my distributor, they took it down because whatever, right? 500 followers. They are that afraid of our message of the light.
Wow.
The messages that come through of the light, is it like light workers?
Yeah.
They're afraid of it because why else would they go out of their way to suppress somebody with 500 followers? I'm not reaching hardly anyone, but that's enough. They don't want 500 people.
Wow.
Do you hear that?
What?
So we had to change the name of the song. So now it is out, and it's in 432 hertz, and it's not an affirmation song. It's a song for light workers.
Cool. I haven't listened to this one, Cole.
Sweet. I'm excited for you to hear it. It was written, I channeled it through in 2020. I was told to share it with the world and, well, with light workers that are helping with the ascension of the planet. It's out there on all platforms under my name, Cole Adams, as So Wake Up.
Okay.
Before it was The Great Awakening, So Wake Up, and now it's just So Wake Up. And that's for y'all. That's for, it's supposed to help empower you through the madness of stuff like this, like me having to re-edit my videos because I'm getting in trouble for posting the song that I paid to copyright.
Yeah.
When they're like, this is copyrighted, Cole. And I'm like, I know it's copyrighted by me, but there's no button to press that says that. It's just, you're wrong. We're right.
Yeah.
And so they just switched hands, or something happened to where, I don't know if you've been on TikTok in the last 48 hours.
No.
They're going to have a really weird button for you when you get back on there, and they're not going to let you get on the platform unless you agree to their terms. And they don't tell you what the terms, I didn't see that. Somebody was doing the work, reading it and saying that it involved like allowing them to take your content and use it however they want and make money off of it, which doesn't make me feel good, especially as a singer-songwriter who owns the publishing to my music.
I wonder if this was their plan all along.
It very well might have been. I mean, TikTok, almost looking back, it almost seems too good to be true that we were allowed to just say whatever we wanted to.
I know. Yeah. And so many people have been able to grow businesses and like get famous off of it and share. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, if they're going to shut TikTok down or it's changing hands, then I know there will only be a new and better platform that will come up for us. Yeah.
Absolutely. And I think that like the light itself can't be stopped. Like I like to say, the light's already won. It's already won.
It has one. Yeah.
Yeah. We're just walking through it, right?
Yeah. And that's one reason why open contact can happen now, because like we've reached a certain level of vibration on Earth where we literally, like my last channeling message that I did for the public was about how open contact with humans and ETs is happening now. Like there's no more restrictions. When I was first doing this, it was before we were actually, that was like allowed, on our planet. And it's happening now because the light has won. You look around, it doesn't look like that. But I think we can feel it inside and know intuitively like how far we've come. And we do see it, and we're finding other light workers. We have one, like the war, whatever, even if it's just internally, the vibrational war, like the light has won. So I feel like we're coming out of the dark ages and trying with our own medicine, like how do we help other people who are still in the darkness or still dealing with chronic pain or who are still asleep? Like how can we help them and like uplift, the rest of humanity?
I think that you help a lot by sharing information and having people question things. It's when you start questioning things, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, oh, hey, I just saw this video where this person said they were starting to heal, or they did this or that, or I feel like I'm receiving these messages. This person's saying that too. Maybe I can follow my own intuition, or maybe I can receive messages from other realms. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's so helpful.
It can be, like an example, and, just by sharing my experience and bringing other people on, of what's possible.
Yes. And like I was saying, this with you having me on has been so healing. Like, thanks for the free therapy and allowing me to share. Because I did have a YouTube channel years ago. It's still there, Transparent Indigo, where I talked a lot about the trans experience and stuff like that.
Okay.
But like, I'm grateful you've had me on today so I can share with people that you can find peace and joy in your body no matter what route you take. Because I know there's a lot of trans people that want to transition and can't. I know it's pricey.
Yeah.
So it's like, to those people, like, I love you, and you can find the peace within first, because like we were talking about, we create our reality from within.
Yes.
So if there's any restriction with you transitioning in the first place, just start deciding that it's just going to happen for you when it's meant to happen.
Yeah, when it's meant to happen. Yeah, you set your intention. Like,
Yes.
we're bringing the whole thing full circle.
Yes.
That
Look
you
at us
do
go.
create your own reality, and anything is possible. That's the other thing the ETs keep saying. Like, literally anything is possible. And the power comes from within. And that's another part of our amnesia. We don't remember any of this.
How would you say is your favorite way to describe finding that power within?
Is knowing it. Knowing it's there.
Just knowing it, and you can just feel it, like in your heart space, in your stomach.
Like just remembering. Like for me, I guess I'll share this, and then we can kind of start to wrap up here, because we've hit our 3-hour mark, which is so easy to do.
Right?
Someone else so chatty, because I'm so chatty. So
we're chatty Cathy's.
Yeah, I guess. Okay, this will kind of come full circle too. So it's to answer your question, like, how do you do that? Like, remember, know your power. I also used to say affirmations to myself, and I would say, you know, I'm rich, I'm abundant, you know, I have this, I have that, I'm confident. And it's like, if you don't believe it, you're like, I would find myself running into a wall, you know, and the energy, the vibration wouldn't actually permeate, and it almost would create more resistance, because you're like, well, I don't believe it. But then probably, you know, Cole, I think it was around the time I discovered your music, is I just started saying affirmation. Like, I started saying them differently. And I just said to myself, well, I said, Lauren, what is true? You know, and I'm all about truth. Only what's truth. And so I said, okay, what is true, Lauren? And then I started to say, well, I am the creator. I am the creator. I am source. I am abundant. I am unlimited. I am infinite. I am powerful. I am rich. I am beautiful. I am perfect. I am loved. I am love. And it's like, I felt like somehow I went through all the walls, like the resistance, and just went into, well, what is truth? What is truth? What is truth? Okay, well, I am creator. And so for me, it's like, those things are all fucking true.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I could feel that when you're saying it. It's like you're feeling it as you say it too, right?
Yes. Yeah. Because I'm feeling it. Yeah. I'm able to really feel it and embody it, because that is true. And then Cole, like we've been saying, like from that place of really feeling the truth, which is power, then you can set an intention, you know, I am rich, or I am going to transition when the time is right, or I'm going to have contact with an ET. You say it, and it has to happen. But then there's time, so you keep your faith. Your faith, and you have to keep reaffirming it for yourself, you know, whether that's 14, 15 times a day, whether it's every day or every month, just coming back. It's like you're locking in, you know, your intention and telling the universe, okay, you know, maybe it's a year later, it hasn't happened yet, but you come back to it, and you know you're making progress. Okay, well, here I am. I'm creator. I am powerful. I am going to be rich. Or you say it in the present, I am rich, or I am ready to transition when the time is right. I am ready to meet an ET, you know, so that's for me how you do it. And just knowing, being reminded that we are source. This is part of our amnesia, is we think we don't have any power. We just have to go get a 9-to-5 job. That's part of it.
Doesn't even sound right anymore, right? You're like, you're like 9 to 5. What's it? But yes,
we are powerful. We can literally do anything when you believe it. Like you have to believe it, and then that opens the keys to the universe.
that was the key that helped me. One of the keys to help me heal was the believing. When I was talking about Anna Brown, I know she's a YouTuber, and she said, if whatever you believe to be true is going to be true in this holographic matrix.
Yes.
You know, and I'm like, she didn't say That I added that in, but it's so simple. Yet I know us human beings can struggle with it. And when you were saying sometimes you have to remind yourself 15 times a day, that is so normal. I don't really like the word normal, but it's so normal. And I want to re-emphasize that, because I've had a lot of people like online, if I'm talking about that spiritual subject, they'll be like, oh, I just like forget. I'm like, that's normal.
Yeah.
Even people that talk about it and try to teach about it, we're all reminding it, like we're just walking each other home, right? We're like constantly reminding, like, it's okay. You are infinite, powerful source. Like, and you know, I am in my sovereignty. Like nothing outside can hurt me. That's another big part of this new song that we're putting out in February. Is like reminding people you are safe. Relax. You are safe. You are safe. Because it's that fear on earth. That's the thing with earth.
The fear. Yeah, the densest vibration of fear.
And we could be highly educated and a super high vibration, and we still deal with fear, right?
Yeah.
We're all dealing. I don't care if you're a guru that's been meditating for 3 years straight.
Yeah.
If you're in a human body, there's going to be fear that we deal with. And I try to remember, I'm sure you've heard false evidence appearing real. I try to remind myself that it's like a frequency, and that also, there's darker sides to being alive, such as our thoughts aren't ours, so they can be infiltrated.
Yeah. Through
social media, through anything. So it's like the more we keep in our own space and ground ourselves, like you're talking about, and just know it's like, we have sovereignty against anything outside of us.
It's
like
true.
We are the light. We are protected. I like to say that every day. I'm protected.
Yes.
That's
the truth. Yeah.
I hope they put that in a handbook when like you're about to reincarnate. Like, don't forget.
Don't forget.
They're like, oh wait, I'm going to forget.
It's like we came here without any handbook, any instructions.
Right?
Yeah.
How brave of us.
We're so brave. All of us earthlings.
We are. Have you ever said, like jokingly or seriously, I'm not doing this again?
I have. I feel like I waver back and forth, or I'll say, like, depending how I feel, there's no way I'm coming back. And then I'll have another day where I'm like, I would do this 1,000 times over because of how empowered I feel now. And it's only going to keep expanding. And then, so it depends what day you find me on.
I love that answer.
What about you?
It's so real. Your answer completely resonates. Where it's like, there are days where I'm like, oh, it would be sad when I have to exit this life. And then other days where I'm like, oh, I'm never coming back here. I'm never coming back here.
Yeah. I know. I go back and forth. On a good day, I'm like, this has all been worth it. Yeah.
It is. I like to think that we're of service too. I really do like to think that we're of service while we're here, and that when we exit these bodies and our time is up in these bodies, that we can look back and be like, wow, we lived through that time period where humans started waking up to being lied to, and we were on the front line, so to say, with our light, living and saying things when people were trying to shut us up or shadow ban our videos, we just kept going. So I'm proud of us and everybody who speaks their truth, or if you don't speak out loud, who lives in their truth.
Yeah, that's amazing, Cole. I feel like those are beautiful words to wrap up. Do you have any kind of last messages or anything you want to share with our audience before we close today?
I love y'all. I'd go back to just talking about how beautiful it is and how freeing it is to live happily misunderstood.
That's beautiful.
Finding the peace in being misunderstood. It's okay. It's okay to be misunderstood. Because who are we trying to have understand us anyway?
Except for ourselves. We're the only ones here.
Yeah. Who could really understand us but us? When we are all living separate life experiences, But us as humans, I know a lot of times we seek validation, or our feelings get hurt, or our inner child's feelings get hurt if somebody doesn't, see us for who we are. But the more that we go within and love ourselves and validate ourselves, of course, it just makes life so much better, right? I want people to be happy. I want people to enjoy their life experience. Since we're here, we might as well enjoy it.
Yes. Yeah, I feel like I've come to that point now after all these years of healing work and being asleep where I'm like, and there's always more. There's always more work, but I feel like I've crossed this threshold where I'm like, okay, I want to enjoy, like really, truly enjoy Earth. And there is so much joy here available, and you can find it in gratitude. That increases your joy and your heart, opens your heart. So I'm still here to help people, and I'm here to help myself because I was always putting other people first. So I'm like, I'm here now and I want to have joy. I want to feel that every single day.
I'm glad that you are an ex people pleaser, such as I same, and that's I'm surprised we didn't bring that up in this podcast before, but that right there, that will change your life, y'all. If you're a people pleaser, just keep searching inward toward exiting that. That's where the power is. You're like, I'm not going to let anyone else's energy knock me off my course of what's best meant for me.
Yeah.
Even if I upset people, you're going to upset a lot of people along the way, right, Lauren? But it's okay. I've upset a lot of people too. But when you know you're doing it from your heart space and it's for the greatest good, that's all we can really go by, right?
Yeah.
Not someone else's projection.
Absolutely. Okay. Well, I think that is a beautiful note to wrap up. So thank you, Cole, so much for coming on, hanging out with me, sharing your energy and your message and your music. Guys, I'm going to link Cole's music. Cole, if there's anything you want me to share, like any links, please let me know and I'll share all of Cole's stuff so you can find him online. And then, for you guys watching this, if you're watching on YouTube, please help support the channel, give it a like, share, and I do have an exciting announcement that I'm going to get all of the Ascension Academy into Spotify and Apple Podcasts. So hopefully by the time this video is live, it's going to be available there so that we can spread this, this energy, this message, and reach more people that way. And also, cool. I want to put a plug for my new Patreon page that I'm starting. So if these kind of conversations really resonate with you guys, and you feel called deeper to go into like work with Ascension, healing, ET contact, we'll be going deeper in the Patreon page. And the ETs have said they want to come through, they want to do lives, they want to answer questions, they want to talk about contact and how, contact with ETs is actually about ascension, and it's actually about coming into contact with higher aspects of yourself. Yeah.
That is neat.
Since the external world is only your internal world projected. So it's actually, as we come into these contact with self, these higher frequencies, we're coming into contact with them. So I will link my Patreon community below. And, thank you guys so much for tuning in to this. Please go listen to Cole's music whenever you need a little kick of energy. And I can't wait to hear the sacral chakra song and your whole 5-song EP coming out. I'm so excited. And it was such an honor to have you on the show today, Cole.
Lauren, thank you so much for having me. It's been an honor to be here. And I wish you all the very best as we go along this life's journey.